quickly, for the believer, faith is not just something he pulls up on when he is in trouble or he has things to know. Faith, according to 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7, is how the Bible describes, or is a word the Bible uses to describe your lifestyle. Your lifestyle, not just in church, but out of church, everywhere. So, as we're going to find out maybe more, one of the tools we get to use or we have as an advantage being believers is our faith. All right? And faith would describe your relationship with God or Jesus and the expression of it. Let me make it 3. Your relationship with God, all that comes with it, that we can spend the rest of next year talking about, and your expression of it. All right? So I have a relationship with God. It comes with a whole lot. Sometimes Ephesians 1:3 will call it spiritual blessings in heavenly places. Sometimes Peter in 2 Peter 1:3 will say all that pertains to life and godliness. So please, just in case you've never had time to really think deeply about it. Okay. Just in case you've not had time to think deeply about it, we have such beautiful resource in our relationship with God that the Bible describes us as overcomers, even before we started the journey. Is that something to think about? Such beautiful resource. And the Bible looks at you and say, oh, you're a winner already. You know, how would you call me a winner? Well, you have a relationship with God. That makes you a winner. So what about my goals? I thought I'm a winner when I achieve my goal. No, you achieve your goals to show that you're a winner. The relationship you have with God made you a winner. And just in case you've not had time to explore it, I guess next year, add that to your spiritual goal. It would be such an empowerment for you to explore your relationship with God. It's such a blessing. Did I take note of the scriptures I gave you? Ephesians chapter 1, verse 3. It says you've been blessed, past tense, with all spiritual blessings in spiritual places. A better translation would say in spiritual places. All spiritual blessings in spiritual places. Part of what we get to believe as believers, please take note of this, and the unbeliever doesn't have maybe he does, depending on where he's coming from. But many of them are not very conscious, some are, of the cosmic duality that we live in. That reality has what? The spiritual and the physical realm, all right? And so the Bible says, and why is that important? Because the spiritual realm is higher, whether in the negative or in the positive. I wanted to draw what I call a pyramid of influence. But you could quickly do that in your notes so that you see how these things play out. In the pyramid of influence, you are at the very tip of the pyramid. Okay? You're the tip. So you're drawing this way, not, you're drawing, okay, is that still a pyramid? Yeah. This way? No, not, are we getting it? Like this way. So, a triangle upside down, thank you. So in that pyramid, you are at the tip, all right? So you just put me there. Then we start with the topmost. In the topmost, you have God, the creator, the source of all life and everything good. Well, after that, for sake of lack of better way, you have what we call the spiritual realm. Usually can be divided into 2, the negative and the positive. Is that okay? And these are the realms of influence. So because if I'm going to set my goal, I must be able to appreciate the context I exist in. Right? And yes, people, because of course, people can have done so much without what I'm explaining to you. But yeah, we can do much better if you know what I'm explaining to you. All right? You don't have to take one part of the reality. All right, so I mean that's the essence of this, right? Without God, people still do well. Yeah? But with God, we do much better and for less stress, especially psychologically and emotionally. I mean, what's the essence of you've had the goal and you just feel exhausted? In fact, you almost had to trade your identity to achieve it or trade your peace to achieve it. Are you understanding what I'm saying? In God, it's not that complicated. So you have God, one, you have number two, the spiritual realm. Then number three, you have the global government. Come on. I hope you know if you're Nigerian and you had plans to go to the US next year, someone's decisions all the way in the United States has affected your goals. And there will always be things like that. So you have the global nations or governments, and of course you have your national governments. Depending on where you are, you now have, I usually put the parents, organizations, just that's, that segment, depending on whose decision affects your outcomes. All right? Are we getting it, guys? Then, of course, you have you. So you can see how many layers, of influence are right there before you. And all of them, you get to factor them in thinking about your goals, in setting it and achieving it. All right? But the reason I pointed that to you is because I wanted you to see the place of the spiritual and how it affects the natural. All right? And that's why the spiritual affects the natural. Not always, not just in terms of how it, positive, negative. Because sometimes we think about this and people, maybe there's some spiritual power that is going to try to stop me and all of that. You know how we can be. I'm more interested in what we have in the spiritual that will be an advantage to us. All right? What we have. Please, I'm really big on the fact that people have achieved a lot without God. Can we be on? And please, by that, without being religious. Please, let me quickly correct myself. Without being religious, okay? Without having to go to church, without believing in anything. Is that okay? Yeah, is that true, guys? You want to believe that. It's very important. The guy who thinks that, whether he's true or false, but the guy who thinks that somebody is out to get them and, affect their success, and the one who believes that they have a lot they can achieve if they are a bit more determined, he's likely to get more, the one who believes the latter, than the other. All right? I like believers realizing that goals are achievable naturally. Just, and you don't need to have a long conversation about it. Look at anybody who is doing well. Are you getting what I'm saying? Natural, yes. So we have all that going on. Right? But so that means our conversation will rather be about making the most use of our resources. Do you understand? Since if I can do 70% by my efforts, observing all of the things that would be shared here in the natural, I could do maybe 80, 90 more if I harness my spiritual resources. Is that okay? Is that okay? All right, so that's where the background of this conversation. So we started by establishing that we have resources enough as believers, all right? All our blessings spiritual, and that's why I wanted to say the spiritual there is like, that's why I showed you that pyramid. It's ahead, all right? So I have an advantage because of the placement. Spiritual things are above what natural things, and we want to explore that. So I have that advantage, one. Then 2 Peter 1:3 says the same thing. You could just write it down. God has given to us all things, or everything that pertains to life and to godliness. And I noted that both of them are in past tense. All right. If something has been given to you guys, what do you do to it? You what? You receive it. All right. If something has been given and it has your name tag on it, that means it belongs to you. Come on. It belongs to you. I'm trying to work on your attitude. I want you to know you have, not that you're trying to get. So say, I have spiritual blessings. Or can we just say, I have spiritual advantage? And I want to explore what that advantage is with you today. Is that okay? Are you guys here? Is this making sense at least? All right, thank you. So, being a believer does not remove the need for discipline, for planning, for intelligence, for efforts, but it introduces resources and realities so that your outcomes show that you have that spiritual advantage. And for a believer, that matters because I'm trusting for everyone. I'll speak it over you that the kind of goals you would accomplish next year will cause people to wonder where you're from. Because you are harnessing the spiritual advantage. You know, the person in the office will be like, "Oh, we are faced with the same circumstances and all of that." I say, "No, I have an advantage," and you would explore your advantage in Jesus' name. I'm saying a lot. Please just put them together, meditate on them after now. All right. Thank you. All right, as a believer, this is very important because in dealing with God, the Bible talks about how that when you come to Him, you must realize who He is or believe that He is. You must appreciate who He is before you deal with Him or when you deal with Him. Even though He's merciful to just give people as they want, but again, you still get better when you know how to relate with God. And here's what I mean. One of the major shifts that would happen, that should happen for believer, is the fact that their goals are no longer self-generated. If you want divine, or if you want to provoke, activate, advance divine involvement in your personal dealings, then learn to see yourself as a messenger, a partner to God, and just someone who consults Him for help. Let me try that again. You see yourself as what? A partner, a messenger, all right, with God, all right. So He has a plan. Come on, are you here? He has a plan. He has a plan. That's the reason time exists, by the way. Just write that somewhere and think about it. Time exists because God is up to something. Time is building up to what God is doing. We are the ones who get to borrow God's time to achieve our things. Come on. If we acknowledge that and then acknowledge what He's doing, all right, we place ourselves strategically to be helped by Him always. All right? Let me say it this way because it should make sense. Two people here, one is just trying to achieve so much on his own. Somehow, for the other person, it's as though God sees his story as his own personal business. I think that's what the stories of the Bible show us. Whether you're looking at Abraham or you're looking at Joseph or you're looking at David, these are men who, in the natural, are likely doing what every other person is doing, who has challenges like every other person, right? But somehow it's like there's God and He's more, quote unquote, interested in what Abraham is doing. Abraham is not likely the only man who needed a child in his time, all right? Why is God more interested in Abraham than every other person? Clearly. Is that okay? There's an instance that is quite interesting. This guy, Abraham, does bad, pimps his wife. In case you didn't know, that's what happened. Yeah, pimps his wife to, what's his name? The Abimelech the king, Not a good deed, by the way, though he's Abraham. And then, so God comes to Abimelech, who didn't know. Abraham had lied. This is my sister, okay? And all of that. And then he says, no. God comes to him and he says, "You're a dead man, sir." And he says, "Oh, why?" He said, well, the man whose wife you have is not your wife. That's his wife. And he said, no, I didn't know that. I thought he was his sister and all of that. He said, well, that's why I've not killed you. Please send him back to the man. Now, the point is, how many people would God go out of his way to appear to them in the dream concerning some guy, who has a need? How many people? Why? And you have instances where almost everybody's trying to help me, please help me. But then God is rather in business with some people. And the difference is a secret you want to use for your next year. Reroute, redefine your goals. Make God a partner in it. All right? And I want to believe everybody has noble goals, right? And God wants them for you. In fact, I believe that the ability to reason and want something better than where we are is a God-given ability. So when you explore it, you glorify him. And so God wants to be glorified when you achieve your goal. So your goals, ideally, please, I'll be saying a lot of that. Ideally, are no longer self-generated. They are now a divine partnership with God. So I see what God is doing. I have a different reason for being better. It's so that I can glorify God and so that I can be more useful in what he's doing. And so you can start that as your big deal for 2026. God is up to something, yes. I want to partner with him, good. Why? So that I can glorify him and so that I can be more relevant to what he's doing. Have that conversation with him. We call it prayer. And you would see how much difference that will make in your year. Of course, that has conditions and implications, when you make that decision. All right? When you make that decision, it has, let me give you a text to think about as we, Ephesians chapter, I think it's 2 verse 10. It says, we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, prepared beforehand. Oh, okay. Prepared beforehand. So there was something that God had in mind that we should be about anyway. And I think it's the easiest things we should be about. All right? When you have a goal that is just all about you as a believer, you set yourself up for the hard work of fulfilling your goals yourself. But when you acknowledge that God is up to something and you key into him, just so that you know, when God had a deal with Abraham to give him a child, giving Abraham a child was not what God was about. Come on. That's why when God introduced himself to him, he said, well, I'm building a nation, and I need you to join me. You would be the patriarch by which this nation comes to be. And he says, well, God, I see you have a good plan. You want a nation. I'm childless. How can a childless man give you a nation? And God said, okay, fine, we'll do something about it. Is that what happened? Exactly what happened. What's the goal? He's looking at what God is doing. He's keying into it. He's having his needs met as a byproduct. And God is a very good partner. The kind of partner you want to have in your life. Is that okay? Second reason that comes with being a believer and goal setting is you are no longer alone. Never forget the story I told you about Abimelech, God, and Abraham. You are no longer alone. I think it's the book of Psalm 105, 103, 105, I'm not sure. But he says, when they went from nation to nation, God suffered any man to do them wrong. Don't do them wrong. And then he says, why? That's where you have that text, touch not my anointed. By the way, he's talking to a whole nation, not an individual. And he says, touch not my anointed. He calls the whole people of Israel his anointed because they were doing his work for him. That's what anointed really means. Then do my prophets no harm. This is God speaking about these people. All right? Jesus is the one who said in John 15, he says, abide in me, I will abide in you, for without me you can do nothing. All right? And so in my faith in God brings me into a partnership, but it also means I'm no longer alone. Now, why am I saying these things to you? so that you can work on your consciousness. This is the force that drives you and the force that meets your goal. Some people do not realize that, and that's why I think we have time to go through all of this. Your conversations, your information shapes your mind, creates, permit my use of this description, a force field, all right, that can be very powerful or very weak, all right, and sometimes they influence the activities. That's why two people can be doing the same thing, getting different results. Exactly the same thing, getting different results. Life can be that spiritual. And so you come and say, oh, come together, come close. What is the difference? How are you looking at yourself? How are you looking at what you're doing? I'm sharing this with you to empower your, permit my use of that description, force field, so that when you make a move, all right, your action comes with a lot more than just your action. And the result will be obvious. Is that okay? Is that okay? So we're no longer walking alone. I'm no longer walking alone. You can say that for yourself. I'm no longer walking alone because I'm a believer. All right? Third reason or third thing about being a believer and goal setting is that you have the benefits of access to timing, not just effort. The beauty of foresight. And please, I don't mean it in a motivational sense. I'm not talking about foresight that you conceived. I'm talking about foresight that you received. Because there's foresight that you receive. I mean, God comes to Abraham and said, look, I have a big plan. I want to build a nation of people. And I want you. So he knows what God is doing. And it empowers how he plans his life. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you still here, guys? So you have access to divine sight. You have access to what people call revelation. You have access to timing, divine timing. That, of course, you can align. Imagine setting a goal for yourself that God is not, about at the time. Right? And no, I don't mean you wouldn't achieve it. I don't think that way. Like I've said, people can achieve anything they want. But the alignment makes life, peaceful, makes life beautiful. And yes, it helps you. It helps you. May you not be in a storm because you're on a journey that God would rather not have you embark on. Yeah. Because if you are, of course, God is merciful. That's a saving grace, really. But imagine if you're in that journey, He could come true for you. All right? But if God behaves like some African parents, well, who sent you? Who sent you? Like, who sent you? Who told you to do that? All right? So you have access to divine timing. Divine timing prevents premature moves. Divine timing prevents, that's the knowledge of divine timing, prevents burnouts. The knowledge of divine timing, prevents you from forcing outcomes or even destroying what God is doing because you don't know. A believer who ignores divine timing may work harder but often accomplish less. Is that okay? So I'm thinking about my goals this year. All right? You can ask yourself, is it time for this? I mean, should I really Japan now? Or, yeah. Stay one more year, get the character, because you cannot know all God's plan. Get whatever it is that He wants me to be around a bit longer for. That becomes an empowerment for me in the years to come, for troubles I've not seen. See, walking with God is the best investment into your future. Take it from. Best. Is that okay? So there's happening that. So we also have, please, if it's maybe 10, 15 minutes, 20, let me know. Okay, so that I can round off wherever I get. Something else your relationship with God empowers you with is abilities, supernatural abilities. Oh, that's the most exciting. You want to know about it. 1 Corinthians chapter 12 talks about, I think, verse 3. says, no, verse 1 actually, concerning spiritual gifts or spiritual abilities. In case, sorry, abilities is a better, for some people, the way we look at those gifts is as though some might have it, others might not. If you look at verse 8, or verse 8, between 8 and 10 anyway, that text will tell you, unto everyone is given, abilities. All right? Everyone has supernatural abilities. It's part of the proof that you're God's child. You might not be using your own, you might not recognize your own, but you do have it. And they are not for you to just have charismatic moments in church alone. They are of great advantage to doing life. All right? I want you to have a disposition that desires it. All right? And I trust that God will take you on a journey to discovering it that will be very empowering. All right? What if you are like Joseph and you have the ability to know 7 years ahead, know 1 year ahead? All right? Oh, there's going to be famine, and something the best economists cannot pick up. All right? I don't know how many people knew about COVID before it happened. I don't know how many people know what's going to happen next year. But we have, as believers, I'm talking about everybody, we have spiritual abilities that can give us the advantage of what will happen. Now, when we say this, people like to be very, we're not seeing it everywhere. You choose what you want to believe, all right? You can believe that there's God and He has said it, and I'm not going to allow my own experience to frustrate what He has said, because sometimes between what He said and what you experience, there's a gap of time, growth, several factors. All right, stay with what He said at least, so that it can be what you see. All right, so that's how it works. You have abilities. All right, those abilities give you insights that others do not have. All right, those abilities cause you to help the birth endurance that others cannot sustain. Those abilities give you wisdom beyond experience. Those abilities give you courage beyond temperament. So you can see the challenge of the natural man. He doesn't see much. He doesn't know how to, I like this one, he doesn't know how to endure inconsistencies and discomforts. He doesn't know. He has wisdom that is only available in academic, secular knowledge. But as a believer, there's much more accessible and available to us. All right? I like that one. Courage. Supernatural courage. We call it the spirit of faith. That's what it is, right? Supernatural courage. Oh, give me that mountain, we'll take it. There's no way anyone would have signed up for that kind of assignment. And I'm talking about having to deal with the giants in the land of Canaan. No one will sign up for that kind. That's a possibility, by the way. Possibilities are not established by humans in that sense, all right? For everything humans might have achieved, there's much more that is possible. But we can only achieve to the degree we have conceived, all right? But here is God's grace that causes you to conceive more than the normal mind can, because of the all-knowing God and what He knows is possible, and the empowerment He gives concerning it. Is that okay? So we have a big courage like that. Sometimes people call it grace. Hallelujah. And so you have it. You can take advantage of it. You can have a conversation with God and tell Him, okay, I hear you have gifts you've given to believers. Yeah, where is mine? What is mine? How do I use it? I need it this year. Yeah, like I need it this year. All right. I listed a couple of them. Insights beyond, what is natural. You have, I like the endurance, temperance. Is that what the Bible calls it? Endurance, perseverance. Sorry, yes. There's also temperance. right? The ability to delay gratification and not swallow up your destiny because you feel something, different. Yeah? So you have that. You have endurance, you have wisdom, you have all of it. All available, all present by God's grace. So faith allows the believer to stop chasing goals they are not empowered to sustain, and pursue ones that would otherwise be impossible. Thank you. Oh, okay. Yeah, the miracle is it working? All right. Here's another very vital, very vital benefit of being a believer. Failure no longer has the same meaning to you. For the unbeliever, failure is a threat on his identity, most of them. For the believer, failure can be given insights that is empowering. All right? Where failure, please, does mean the fact that you attempt something and for some reason, because I think I need to be clear on that, for some reason you're not able to achieve it. That's what I mean by failure. All right? Okay. God works all things, and this is a principle, all right? Not a scripture yet. God works all things together for good. And by that I mean, does he have the ability to do so? Come on, see what he did with Joseph. Works out that very strange situation of being sold and being framed and all of that. Works it out into something awesome. So difficult to reconcile Joseph's past and where he finally found himself. Only God can do stuff like that. All right, so let me hurry along. Your goals are no longer limited to this life. Just note that down. Now, let me talk about possibilities available to you in the next few minutes I have. Is that okay? Possibilities available to you. Oh, where is that? Okay. You have the possibility of faith. Let me start with that. Sorry. All right. Yeah. Okay. Faith. Just write that down. Number one, you have the possibility of a different world. Colossians 1:13 says, believers have been transferred into another kingdom. They are operating under different rules, resources, and authority. Did you hear that? They've been transferred into another kingdom. They're operating under what? Different rules. So you are in a system that empowers you to succeed naturally. That's the system we're in. It's called the kingdom of God. Is that okay? And because of the kingdom you belong to, because the kingdom you belong to, has this range of what is possible. And in the kingdom of God, the range of what is possible is beyond impossible. Is that okay? According to the word of God. So that is that. You have the benefits or the advantage of revelation or insights. So you don't have to do guesswork. All right. You have the possibility of supernatural intervention. There's always help that overrides natural limitations. And they are all stories. The Bible is full of stories like this. All right. I hope you know that the Red Sea did not part because of planning. It parted because God was involved in somebody's life. Are you getting what I'm saying? Red Seas, they happen. While some unbelievers are trying to walk around certain obstacles, believers can have God just take it out. So that's what that stand firm. You see the salvation of God. You also have favor. Supernatural favor. I'm sure you know that song. The one that surrounds you like a shield, remember? Yeah. So it's there. It's there. Nehemiah 2:8. The king granted me what I asked, for the good hand of God was upon me. So talk to God this evening or before the end of the year. Lord, I need that good hand that was upon Nehemiah, that it be upon me. It's called favor. It would give you outcomes beyond human efforts alone. Is that okay? You have the possibility of redemptive setbacks, where things that do not work, they are not your fate. God can, that's what happened to Joseph, as I said earlier. I also said something about the possibility of divine timing that accelerates your outcome. And I pray for you that this year, your whole heart will be clear on the things going on, so that you cash in on those things and act at the right time, and God would grant your efforts or crown your efforts with success. All right? Something else you can have as a believer, inner transformation while pursuing external goal. All right? You have that. Amen. Let me see. Oh, I did that. Okay. I'm just trying to be sure that let me scrape out one or two things that would help, but I think we are fine. All right. So please, guys, I hope this little talk on your advantage as a believer is inspiring. All right. And thank you for having me. God bless you, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir. That was such an inspiring session, and I hope we all got something. Oh, I promised you at the beginning of this program that you're leaving here a different person. You thought I was joking. Can you see now? We've not even gone far. We are just starting now. Wow, that was beautiful. Whilst the session was ongoing, we had the remaining two of our speakers join us. So I'm just going to run through their profile really quickly so you know how to address them. A moment, please. Okay. We have Mr. Olubumi Okusikwe. Please, do I pronounce it correctly? Okay, I'm just going to read through. Mr. Olubumi is also, I think, preferred to be called Ogabumi. Is a serial entrepreneur, business consultant, and pastor with over a decade of experience in business across the field of agriculture, hospitality, and business consulting. He is passionate about helping young people like myself demystify the African business environment through innovations and the application of intelligence to take advantages of opportunity. He has an MBA from Accra Business School, Ghana, and various leadership certifications. His experience in various industries has opened opportunities for him to acquire excellence management, communication, and mentoring skills. He is the founder of Leeds Park, currently the COO of Avestified Limited, what you know as Cheesy Pizza, co-founder Cups and Cones, and is on the board of several companies. He is also the host of the upcoming podcast titled The Good Success Podcast, where he hopes to share success stories of Africans excelling in their different fields. He is a lover of food, just like myself, and travel adventure, and watches Shark Tank in his leisure time. Brethren, Mr. Bumi. When I saw that, I just said to myself, Jennifer, you've not started life at all. I'm not intimidated at all, but it's, thank you, sir. We are honored to have you on board. And we have Mrs. Rubatu Muhammad. She's the financial... Okay, you want to clap? Please clap. She is the financial advisor at Petra. Yes, please clap. Clap, clap, clap. We are touching every aspect, including your money. Yeah, it's a very, very hard conversation, but we have to touch it. She helps individuals achieve financial freedom by offering tailored financial advisory services to suit their financial goals. So those of you that want to jackpot this year, oh, in 2026, yeah. She's married with 2 kids and has been in the financial space for 4 years, helping individuals with their finances. Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Roberto Mahamud. Moving on. I'm looking at the time, but well, we just have to do what we have to do. You have this on your table. Yes. So it's time for reflection. Yes. I'm honored to be helping you through fill out this. It's time for deep and critical thinking. I saw it on the page when our convener was telling you to eat. I hope you ate because you have to use your mind now to do this thing. So, yes. Running through the pages, you have questions you need to fill out in the boxes. And we hope to finish this before we move on to the next session. So you have questions like, what are your personal values? What are your deepest fears? What has fueled these fears? You know, one of the reasons why we have to do this reflection is when you sit down to reflect, it helps you know where you are lagging behind, where you want to improve, what you did good in 2025 and you want to carry on into the next year. You get? So, what is faith saying? What are you grateful for? We have our beautiful gratitude board here, so you can just pick whatever you wrote there and just transfer it there. Lesson learned in 2025. Yes. Picture yourself in 2026 December. Write a letter to your future self. So we are going to take this one after the other now, and with the time given, I hope we are able to finish this. Yes. So the first one, we are starting. What are your personal values? Those things that you stand on personally. Nobody has given them to you. You have just decided within yourself that this is what I want to stand on for myself to be better. I hope we are thinking and writing your personal values. You know, you don't have to really expatiate now. You can just list them when you get back to the house. We are trying to work with time. Your deepest fears. What are your deepest fears? What are those things that when you think about it, you can't even sleep? You know, even if you are sleeping, you just jump out of bed because, hey, my own, I cannot fail. Oh. I cannot fail. If the sleep is coming and I think of the fact that I don't want to fail, the sleep will disappear. So what are your deepest fears? Those things that's just you. It is just you. Yes. I can see we are writing. Please keep thinking and keep writing. And we are just going to do this very, very fast. And if you get back to the house, you can pick it up again. It's going with you back home, so you have time. What has fueled those fears? What are the incidents, the occurrences that has happened in this year, in past years that has buttressed that fear? What are they? Now, as a believer, which I believe we all are, what is faith saying against those fears? We've learned a lot about faith in the past minute. So, what is faith saying? Moving on, what are you grateful for? Like I said, what you posted, you can just copy and paste. Control V, I guess. Is it Control V? Control V. Lesson learned in 2025. What are the lessons? What did you learn in 2025? Please, we are working with time. That's why I said you can just write down points you don't want to forget. Then when you get back to the house, you can go and write it very well. I'm sorry, but we have to do what we have to do. Now, this one, I'm going to leave you to go and think about it, but you can start thinking about it now. Picture yourself in 2026, December, 1 year from now. Write a letter to that person you want to be. Here. You see the space is very big. So you want to write there. In 2026, December. Write a letter to that person. That man that you see. That woman that you see. She wants to read your letter next year. And hopefully everything you write, you've been able to accomplish. Moving on, my goals for 2026. So here is just a goals section. This helps you, as you know, this is a vision board conference, right? So personal growth, self-development, things you want to do to help yourself personally, to invest in your development. You want to write that down. I want to go to school. It's investing in yourself. I want to learn a skill. Investing in yourself. Now, structures and systems, I need to put that in place. If you want to go to school, you cannot just say you want to go to school. How many schools have you gone to check out that you know that, okay, this one's to do this course, and this is the course I want to do? So what are the structures and systems you've put in place to be able to achieve this? Your spiritual goals, same. I want to pray more. What structures and systems do you need to put in place to achieve that? Relationship goals. This cuts across your family and your friends. I want to have time for my friends. Well, that was one of my goals this year. I want to really have I needed to have time for family and friends, and I did that. I did that. Yeah. I showed up more for my friends and family more this year. I thought you clap for me, or you are busy writing. Now, structures and systems you need to put in place in order to achieve this. Then your financial goals. If you don't know, you talk to Mrs. Rupert before you leave. She will help you. The structures and systems you need to put that in place. And if you turn to the very last page, you're going to find health and wellness. We all do every other thing and forget this aspect, but it's actually important. Health and wellness. Please answer the questions there. How often do you exercise? Okay, the last thing there is for you to write down healthy habits you are committing to in 2026. Healthy habits. What are the habits you want to commit to? Good habits, healthy ones in 2026. Please don't throw this away. If not for anything, for the sake of the money we used to print this thing, I beg you, keep it, and actually make time to answer those questions. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Oh, you're angry with me? Hey, if you like, oh. Okay, moving on, right? It's time for us to hear from our second speaker. Are you ready? Or you are not done digesting what you heard from the first? You can't even finish. No. But let us be mindful of time. It's time to hear from our second speaker, and she's going to be taking us on the path of discipline, how to discipline ourselves. Join me as we welcome Eunice Apia Lovida.
Pastor Tim, thank you so much for that session. God bless you. Hi, everyone. How has it been so far? So my note is very full. After Pastor Tim, normally I would say we can close because, that was a lot. God bless you. And there's one thing I would start with that he said. He said that being a believer does not take out the need for discipline. And I think that's one major problem in the Christian body. The fact that we are Christians, we expect that everything flows in that order. You know, I have God, and so everything will work out fine, because that's what he said, right? He said that all things will work together for my good, according to his word. We just add every other thing he says, but we forget that discipline is hard work. Discipline is real work. It does not come cheap. It comes at a cost. And when we say discipline, we are simply talking about getting rid of excuses. Like, simply getting rid of excuses. And to be fair, most excuses we have are valid. No, I'm sure there are people who wanted to be here today. I know people who registered and had to call and say, oh, because of this reason, in quote, reason, I cannot make it. It might seem like a reason to them, but in this context, it's an excuse. Because if you wanted to be here, I think there are some structures you would put down to be able to make it here. So we'll address a few things. I had a PowerPoint, but we might have to work without it. So one question we need to keep asking ourselves is that I'm sure when we set off in this year, there are some people you started with in different aspects. Maybe in weight loss, you had someone in mind. Let me say weight gain, because I'm talking about me. In weight gain, there are people I had, and the people, we were on the same pedestal when we started. But then we are in December, and I'm analyzing, and I can tell that they've gone far. And I'm still where I am. And I'm wondering, in every other aspect of our lives, in our finances, in every other aspect of our lives, how have we set off that has let other people seem to be ahead of us? Because we mostly start on the same plane. January, we all have 31 days. We all have the same 360 something days. So when you sit back in December and you are looking at things, what's happening differently with you? Is it that someone did something extraordinary, right? I took a number of courses this year. I'm sure some of my friends might not have taken those courses. So when we come to that skill, I can say that the discipline of timing myself to take those courses has given me that upper hand. They probably might have also taken an aspect of their life seriously that I didn't or couldn't take. So we need to ask ourselves, how come others seem to have accomplished more in that part of their lives and we seem to still be where we are? Or maybe we've made some progress, but not as much progress as we would have loved to have. And it all boils down to being disciplined. And I personally believe that being disciplined is paramount to every success you'd enjoy. Pastor Tim said a lot. But if you don't go back and read through every note you have written, if you didn't even discipline yourself here to take notes, that's the first problem. If you didn't write, because he said a lot. So if you did not even write, and you thought you are consuming all, by the time we leave here, you have just 2 sentences left. Because there are too many things that will meet you before you even step out. You forget. So the discipline to go back, to sit down, to analyze, he said something. He said something about faith. He mentioned this, he mentioned that. Being disciplined to even take that step is a whole deal on its own. I just want us to envision, I think the reflection book has done a lot to anything I wanted to even say. If your life could be anything perfect in any aspect of your life, just picture it. Justine, if your life, your financial life, could be ideal or perfect for you, what would it look like? Give us an amount. Just quote a figure. 1 million Ghana cedis, that's realistic. 1 million Ghana cedis, if her finances were ideal, like as we stand here, that would be her financial goal. So if any aspect of your life, what is ideal? I think we should always envision what you want to get at the end of it. That's the only way you can build structures from now. If you don't know what you want to get next year, all these things you are screaming here, it does not concern you. Let's not even try to be nice. If you have no vision of where you want to see yourself in the various aspects, I think in the book we have spiritual goals, we have relationship, we have financial, and one more thing. If you have no plan of how you want it to look like, at least by next year, that's a problem on its own. Because by knowing that I want to get 1 million cedis, let's say by end of 2026, let's just assume, that's the only way I'm able to divide 1 million cedis over 12 months. Then I'll be able to tell, if every month, if I want to really get 1 million cedis, then monthly I should be able to have this amount saved, not earned. Because you still eat while you're saving all of that. Then you now come back and look at the job you are doing. Now this job that I'm doing, can that salary take me there? If it cannot, then do I need a side hustle? If I need a side hustle, do I want to do boja side hustle? Or I want the kind of side hustle that pays in dollars, that pays in pounds? Then you now know, okay, if I want a side hustle that pays in those currencies, then I need a job that pays, like I need to have I need to take a course in digital marketing per se. If I want to take a course in digital marketing, how many months duration does it usually take? By putting these structures down intentionally, that's when we can say we are getting somewhere. Until then, this meeting will be a gathering you'll be able to take pictures and post to put pressure on your friends. That when the year ended, me too, I went for a summit. There's a way we do LinkedIn things. Yeah, so me too, I went somewhere, I was told all of that. There's one part of the reflection that I'm particular about, which is the spiritual side. Because everybody has, you cannot say you've mastered it. There will always be a goal to achieve. And my issue is prayer. I'm sure many people will not believe it. Yes, they don't believe it. And it's because the way I want to see myself get to, I've not gotten there. So my own point is, what can I do differently next year to ensure that when we meet again, as we will, I should be able to be bold and say, oh, I used to pray 5 minutes, but now it's like I've ventured 30 minutes and above, then we have something to say. Many people came to life, some actually from advantageous position, right? So some people came from a place where there's maybe generational wealth of some sort already sitting there. Or some people were privileged to meet opportunities early. And so, like, I almost said like me. It's not like me. I didn't come from that position. So for someone like me who is trying to now build that, so that when my child stands somewhere to talk, that child can say, oh, I came from a place of advantage because my mother, exactly. I need to still build something. And if I came to meet it, I need to still know how to maintain it. And discipline, it's like the core of everything we would ever do. Discipline is everything. You can't take it out and succeed. I mean, you can love God, and you love him so much, but we've seen people who love God who did not grow in the world sense. You can see a very spiritual person who is praying, who is doing all of that, and if these other aspects of your lives are not in place, you would be a poor spiritual man. But by the grace of God, we refuse to be poor spiritual people. Yes, I mean, the goal is to be rich, wealthy, spiritual, disciplined, empowered people, so that we can stand somewhere and advise someone, knowing that we also followed a track that led us where we have gotten to. We have all agreed that we are Christians, so I would boldly quote scriptures. Scripture says something about counting the cost before doing anything. When you read Luke chapter 14, the verse 28 to 30, it says that if anyone wants to build, right, they first sit down and then they count the cost that they are going to have to pay to get through to that. And that's what we are doing here, I believe. We are sitting down to plan ahead. I mean, we all have seen instances where many things have been started in our vicinity or our country or anywhere that did not exactly finish because planning did not go into it. So the first thing you did for yourself in the discipline phase was even paying for this. Like, please clap for yourself. It's not easy to take out. It seems cheap. 200 cities is not small. It's not easy. Listen, it's not easy. So to take out that amount to just come, sit down, hear us talk, listen, write notes, just because you want to do better next year, it's everything. It's everything. We need the discipline to plan, the discipline to think, the discipline to do something different. Ask yourself, how do you want to think? How do you want to, when you open your mouth to speak, how do you want people to see you as? Like when you start talking, you want people to stand, listen, pay attention. If yes, currently, how are you speaking? If you are not speaking like how you want to sound, what books have you intentionally bought? And beyond buying, what books have you intentionally read? And not just reading because you are in a group where they say, let's read 10 books, yearly challenge. So we need to read 10 books per year. And so you are proudly saying, I've read 10 books by these authors. But if we look at your life, and we look at who you say you read about, very far. Very, very far. You don't have time for things that are very necessary. You cannot read it, you cannot listen to a podcast 30 minutes. By the moment you step on TikTok, you are stuck. Before you know, now 1 hour. Before you know what's happening, even if you are being timed that screen time, that thing, you just extend. You extend screen time. But we don't make time for what truly matters. The discipline is not sweet. I think that's one thing we need to admit. It's very hard though. I look at those who are praying for long. Elon was mentioning that they went for a retreat before you guys came here. And they had to pray for long hours. Like even in your tiredness, you have to pray. Because that's the discipline you are trying to build. It would need you to involve yourself. You would be motivated. As we have come here, Have you ever been to, I don't want to mention a brand name, but that's the only way you can understand. Maybe Long Range or Max International Talk. Who has experienced that? See, I've left those meetings thinking I'm going to sell my father's house. I know you can relate. Like, I leave that place in my head now. I'm going to get money to come and buy product. I've started jotting down my client, who I'm going to talk. It's like such a strong wind. The moment you sit in that car and get home, the motivation just evaporates. And so that brings me to the point of having the system around you that will keep you in the discipline you want to create. This year, there's so much we've all been able to do. I mean, the few friends I have here and that's because I constantly kept seeing them doing big things. I mean, look at the standard Elom just set. Why will I not have a bigger plan in 2026? Just by having her, you just have it in mind that you cannot be the small one in your circle. It's not me that will be small. It cannot be me. So by now, Justine is thinking, how many more shops can I open? This thing that Elom just did. And if you don't have such people around you, like Pastor Tim said, how you think is just based on the level of the possibilities around you, what your vision is carrying. That's all. Like, your eyes are seeing people who are just stuck at maybe having their SHS certificate or stuck at having university degrees with nothing else attached to it. And so that will be the only thing you are likely to achieve for a long time. Until you see things differently and you decide to do things differently, nothing will change. And one scary thing is a bad foundation. A bad foundation is almost like a death trap. It is a death trap because if it goes down, you are done with it. So this is the phase where you build the foundation so strong. We are planning here, we are putting everything together. As they are saying, when you go, Jennifer said, don't go and throw it away. It's not now that you get home and you can't even find where you placed it. That's a sign of indiscipline. You want to actually make out time and fill those books, fill it and hold on to it, go through it, decide. Like, you want to digest this thing because this thing we are saying, it's not easy. Like, we are stressing on the fact that it's not easy because you would need all of you if you want to do better. Like, you need every bit of you if you really want to do better next year. It's nice to see you like this. But like, I want us to come next time and then we are having issues, with the parking lot. Yeah, like we're having issues. They are wondering, can we park at the other side? The hotel is now being made to think, and now is it that our parking lot is small? Like, we should buy pressure. Like, we should walk in here and everyone has achieved at least 80% of the intended goals and maybe 70% of the non-intended goals because good things met you that you did not plan for, but you decided to take advantage of them. And that's why you need to be disciplined, because if not, you even walk through that whole year, you don't even realize that something good met you. December will come and you'll be wondering, what did I do? What did I do? It's like I cannot seem to figure out what I didn't do, what I did. So personally, next year, I think I'm going to be taking notes. Like, you should write them down, aside the goals. Anytime you do something else that you did not intend doing, you write it. At least I can say that last 2 years, I took a course in Salesforce administration. I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I don't even know why I took the course. It depressed me left, right, center. Nobody forced me to take the course. Now I took it and it was oppressing me. I failed that course. But I was so proud I finished it. I went again last year. I said, oh, I've seen some virtual assistant. I went to take, I've never used it to work yet, too, but I still took it. I passed that one. I was so happy. Finally, I passed something. This year, it even gave me more wings. I went to take graphic designing course. I took content creation. There are things I would take. Even the courses will be shocked. Because for some of us, I mean, some people are already on a career path. I am not. I'm more like a freelancer entrepreneur. So if you are not intentional about these things, the year will end and you did nothing. It's okay to say, oh, I run hair product business, I run beauty stuff, so that's okay. But I want to go beyond that. I want, when my graphic designer disappoints, I should be bold enough to pick my phone and know that there's something I can do. They can't really, rush me like that. Last, I have soft skills. I can, you should be able to have that. So you should be disciplined enough to know, in the field I am taking now, how can I scale up? I want us to think like our bosses. If we keep thinking like employees, I think that's why we are still employees. Like, we are not thinking like the boss. How is my boss thinking right now? Like, my boss is thinking maybe he wants more offices around the country. When you even have such a plan, then you're able to now go before them and propose. Oh, I think the other time I was thinking, if we could open a branch in Kumasi, I hear that they have a plaza there now, that you can have that. Before you know, they're even making you project title. And the moment you hear that they are about making you project manager, you quickly go and find course. You do. Don't sleep. Before your boss will now say, oh, are you ready? Yes. Do you have yes, I have certification. Present. You get it. But if you don't intentionally put these things down, you will sow exactly what you will reap. It is a cause-effect principle. You cannot cheat it. Elom sat down, saw that last year when we met, it was just a hangout. We didn't even plan to exactly be serious. We just decided to, the year has been extremely, stressful. And said, we have to those who don't speak, I'm so sorry. I'm a tree teacher, so I like to speak intermittently. Part with me. We just sat there, we were just drinking, gisting. Like joke. At that time, I had an e-book. It was an e-book. I have not even thought of launch, because where I come from, nobody has launched book yet. So the most I can think of, based on my vision, is an e-book. But then we met. These people were just oppressing me. Everybody was just saying what they are going to do next year, even if they didn't plan on doing. They were just saying it to make. Now I was sitting there, I was like, what is book that I cannot launch? Is it book? Everybody, is it book that I cannot launch? That's why I just wrote, added date to it. So these things we are actually doing here, it might look like we are all playing. Next year when we come, the person you thought was playing, they will shock you. Yeah. If you think we are all playing, they will just, don't worry. You will hear some of them will be streaming from Canada. It will shock you. It's only you that you think people don't want to jackpot. Now, there's a reason why most people. Oh, more time. There's a reason why people don't always finish what they start. One reason is that we don't know that we have to pay in advance. Like, for what you want to achieve, you make payment in advance. You want that job so bad. What virtues, what values do you need to have? You want to be a PA. You answer text with okay. Ha. You pick a call, hello. Yes. I'm fine. Yes. A PA. You need to pay the price. What do I need to do? How do I need to be enriched? Do I need to improve my communication skills? It's like I don't like talking. But you want to be an entrepreneur. Please go and find a job. It will not work for you. And we are just being real here. Because I know that, I like talking normally, but I didn't know that entrepreneurship would do this to me. Big camera, stand in front of it, say come and buy, come and buy. Normally, I'm very reserved. I'm very a respectable person. I cannot be embarrassing myself and my ancestors on social media. But that's a stance. People want to see your rubbish side small sometimes. Not that it will take you out of God. Clearly, you get it. But there are some things you need to pay in advance. You need to learn them. You need to be intentional about doing them. You cannot sit to read. You want to be an assistant to Elon. Are you joking? Elon that has read how many books this year? Oppressing the masses. Elon, how many books did you read this year? How many books? 14 books, so people. I only read my book and one other. You get it? So it's not a surprise that she's doing this at the end of the year. You're saying, hey, you want to do some? 2 books that you started. You read the introduction. When you started chapter 1, you read 2 chapters. You just underlined some with the highlight. Took picture of it, posted on your status to make you feel good that everybody should see that. Me too. I'm reading some. You and I know you did not finish that book. You are being accountable. Empty accountability. Now, after paying in advance, you need to be able to ask yourself, I set some goals for myself. I decided to learn this. I decided to do this. Was I able to keep up? Me, I said I was going to exercise every morning. There's a gym by my house, but I said, oh, I will not pay for subscription. I have app on my phone. I'll be fine. I think I stopped the second week in April. Why are you like this? It was April, please. Please, who had that same goal? Let's be truthful. You wanted to keep fit this year. How far? You go again next year. Aside exercising, you said this year you were going to watch your diet. This is the year that I'll not eat past 6 p.m. This very year. We all know the time you ate yesterday, but we will not talk about it. You will not talk about it. The thing is that we are not lazy. We are not lazy. We've just not built up habits. We are not lazy. It just be intentional. That, oh, maybe daily, I'm going to set alarm by every 6 a.m. I'm going to do this. When Pastor Nat, we had to do the last Hallelujah challenge, and he said we are fasting in the evenings. Did you not think you could not do it? Me, I did though. Who did? You see, after that fast, I told myself that's a good habit. I think I want to keep it. I'm sorry, people. It did not work. But then every time we compromise or we take the easy route, we weaken our personality. Every time. Like I post daily quotes, and because I've done so for over 3 years, it's become a part of my day. So whenever I want to build a new habit, I'm trying to remind myself how, the fact that you've woken up, you're able to post that quote, you should be able to do this. If I can post the quote. So get one thing you do consistently. Just pick one aspect of your life. I'm sure that by all means, there's something you do consistently. There's something you are disciplined about. There's one thing. let that one thing be your standard. Let that one thing hold you like accountable. That if I'm able to do this today, then I'll do this. Once you have that, then there's a possibility of being able to flow in that consistency. Because you can, there's nobody here, you don't have one routine. Is there somebody here so that we help you? That one is beyond the discipline. That Pastor Tim will lay hands. Lay hands, lay legs. Then let's know that we are achieving more. Consistency will strengthen you. And if you ask people who go to the gym, the moment you stop, you start getting bulky. Let me use the word bulky. All over again. You were doing so well. Ujatum once, you'll be like, oh, I'll go tomorrow. Before you know, next week, you are not feeling too well. You go there, I'll be fine. Before you know, you are now missing twice a week. Before you know, in the third month, you've missed 3 times a week. At a point now, it becomes history. Now you are talking, be like, it's not easy. Oh. I used to. This year, I set goals. I said I was going to do this. I started so strong. Then what happened? I like to use mentors as my yardstick sometimes. And there's one virtual person, most of us know him, Pastor Jerry. His consistency encourages me. Like, you see him do so much in the week. You'd see him having US NSPPD conference, and I would think that, okay, this very Monday, dear, I don't think he'll make it. You'll be shocked. You wake up at 6 and he's there. So maybe you should have that in your mind. Like, picture some of these people who are already, you know that at every 12 a.m., Pastor Elvis will show up. He will do half hour. Let that one, use that one to start. Even if you don't have anything, have one person who is doing something and step in that. Like, step in their grace. They've already built that. So if they can wake up at 12, then let me also set myself to be doing something at 3 and do it. And when you are almost getting discouraged, you see that his pop-up comes. So subscribe to his YouTube, his Instagram, his what. When it's time, you see notifications. If you want to join, fine. But at least if you don't want to join, that will be a reminder that it is time for you to also do that thing you said you were going to do that you have not done. Get a mentor you visualize. Sometimes we think it's late. Maybe there are people in the room who are of a certain age that we feel like at this stage, the discipline that I could not apply, it has really already cost me too much. It's too late. But it's not too late. There's a cost to start late, right? We all agree that you lose time. And there's a possibility of you serving your juniors just because you started late. Because if I don't start on time, the person who was younger than me will now come, finish that side, get ahead, start that business, and I'm likely to have to now go and seek for his counsel. That's some of the cost of it. It will hurt your pride, but the cost of starting late. But beyond all of that, there's a bigger call to actually start now. There are so many people. I wrote a few names here, Oprah Winfrey, but the main person who we can most relate to is Ekuadonko, the late Ekuadonko. How many of us remember her? She was a politician. And I'm sure many of us, we always made jest of her when, her party. But she was a local farmer. You can hear from her, you can see from her demeanor, and she was a very local farmer. But she, in her mind, I will get there. So at 68, she entered the space and everybody heard of her. We all knew that she was never going to win. You and I, let's not lie to her. You knew you were never going to vote for her. But the fact that she still started regardless, she has left her name in the books. Today we can refer to her name in the Mastermind 2.0 because she started it before. No matter how late, she was 68. None of us here is 68. Except you tell me you are sweet 16, then we know we should accord you special accolade. But if she could do it at her age, because she was disciplined enough, then we can do it, and even in a bigger way. Just note that discipline is hard, but discipline is not punishment. It's not punishment. You are not being punished, because normally you can choose not to be disciplined and sleep. It's not like anybody will beat you for being indisciplined. If I choose to not have goals for next year, nobody will query me. I can choose to relax. Next year is for chilling. The small 5K we were able to save this year, next year we go again. Nobody will do anything to you. But nobody is trying to punish you for it. Just that it's a preparation phase if you really want to get to where you are planning to. Otherwise, you keep going for conferences or you keep having notes. Like most of us, our notes are full. We go, we write. How many of us take notes in church? How many of us read the notes after church? Pastor Tim, we saw them. We really need to take things more seriously, do things more differently if we want to see any changes next year. And if you want to see things get better next year, you must start doing it better. And God is willing to help us. God is willing to partner with us. That's that's one thing I'm personally carrying from here. I am going to catch God. Say, God, oh God, you are my partner for life. And I would end with a quote. I think I posted it a few days ago, which says that God cannot help anyone who lacks discipline. God cannot help anyone who lacks discipline. Like he really wants to help us. He wants to pull us through everything. But if he gives you a discipline to wake up and pray at every 4 a.m. and you don't wake up, he cannot help you. If he tells you to read that book 1 page daily and you do not read, he cannot help you. He knows that 3 months from now there's a job offer coming that requires you to have that certificate, or even if it's a soft skill, he knows, he sees. So you see that everything, TikTok, that ad will flow. You go to YouTube, you see the ad. You go to IG, you see the ad. You just skip it and continue playing that movie. Then 3 months from now, the opportunity will meet you, and because you lack discipline, you would miss it. I pray that at the end of the day, we will not be those who cry. And then when we meet here next year for the Mastermind 3.0, we have so much to share because we maintained our discipline and we partnered with God. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We can do better. Yes, there is a call to start now. All of you that have been procrastinating, this is for you. Now is the time. Not tomorrow, not next week. Oh. Don't say, I will start when the year starts. You can start now. Now is the time. I hope you've learned another thing. Are we being transformed? Are we being changed? There's something she said, get a mentor you visualize, like someone you look up to. Don't worry, when it comes to the panel session, I hope you have your questions ready because we are getting there. As far as your eyes can see, you can actually achieve it. Pastor Tim and Miss Eunice have actually said something in that line, both of them, and I know that word is actually for somebody. If you are smart enough, you get it. If you're not, it's another conference. You take pictures. We have our picture stand here, and please, we need content. Don't go without giving us content. Thank you. Moving on, it's time for our financial planning session. All of you that want to go and keep your money, let's tell you how to keep it and invest it wisely next year. So with a round of applause, please, let's welcome Mrs. Rubato Muhammad. Mrs. Rubato Muhammad. is Robert Mahamud. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. I hope we are all doing well. It's great to see you here, and I'm excited to be here. Do you know why? Because when I walked in, Pastor Tim was speaking. Then my dear sister Lovinda, right? She spoke about discipline, and he spoke about divine timing. Yeah. And you can't plan your finances without these two things, because this room represents vision, divine timing, and intentional growth. You are intentional about your future. That's why you paid to be here. So we are going to have our financial planning session, and hopefully, I hope we all set clear financial goals we can achieve. Justina, your 1 million Ghana, Justin, sorry, your 1 million Ghana cedis is achievable. Yeah. Say amen. Amen. Okay, so let's start with a quote from Robert Kiyosaki. He said, financial freedom is available to people who learn about it and work for it. How do we work for our finances? How do we work for our financial goals? I'll give you some 6 tips you should put down and hopefully start in. No, she said we should start now, right? Yeah. So not in January. So first thing you have to do is to track your spending. How many of us here have tracked our spending? How much do you spend in a month? Oh, that's great. I can see a couple of hands. Most of us here do not even know how much we spend on a monthly basis. We live paycheck to paycheck, always waiting for payday. There are apps we can use to track our spending, right? Yes. So you can download that and start tracking your spending. When you start tracking your spending, then okay, at the end of the month, I buy a bone straight hair. Do I need it? Is it a need? Then if it's not a need, probably you have one bone straight hair. It should take you throughout the year, right? Because it's a quality hair. You can even grow your hair, hopefully. And the second thing you would want to do is to devise a budget. I'll show you a simple way to devise a budget. You don't even need any app. Let's look at the 50-30-20 rule. What does this say? 50-30-20. 20% is telling you, let's start with 20, because what you need to do first as an individual when you receive your monthly salary is to pay yourself first. 20% of your monthly income. I wouldn't say salary, because some of us receive salaries at the end of the month, and we also have some side hustles. So our 20% on our monthly income should go into an investment for ourselves. Pay yourself first. For waking up at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., going to work. If you're an entrepreneur, you go out, you go and source. Midnight, you go to Accra, you go and source. Pay yourself first. That's 20% goes into an investment running for you. People can relate, right? And then let's talk about the 50%. With 50%, fixed expenses, things you can't do away with. Variable expenses. Your variable expenses are the bond straight, gifting your parents, because I wouldn't say it's variable in a way, depending on where you sit, but then it's variable because you need to eat first. You need to put money down for transportation second. Because if you give all your money to your parents, in as much as they've done so well, how can you go to work? So when you take out the fixed expenses, that's food, transportation, water, utilities, and I can see a lot of young people here, meaning most of us do not even pay rent, we do not even pay bills. So this is the right time. Okay, most you pay. Yes. Oh, that's great. Oh, thank God. So this is actually the right time to set clear goals, start saving, start investing. And then after we spoke about the 50%, that's the fixed expenses, variable expenses, like your normal day-to-day expenses. Then the 30% is tithes. Tithes, how do you call it, Pastor? Tithes, you pay tithes, right? Tithe offering. I'm Muslim, but I believe in, I'm very spiritual. because 2025 was quite difficult for me at a point, and I realized I had to go closer to Allah. One thing he said that really got to me was, he said, redefine your goals. Make God a center of everything. You have to partner with God. You can't have a financial plan without partnering with God. You know, sometimes you might have a goal, but then you need direction. You need to be at the right place at the right time to achieve that. So regardless, we are talking about finances, but then put God in the center of everything you do. If there is going to be a 10% salary increase or 20% salary increase in your company, pray about it. Probably HR will come and tell you, oh, it has been revised, it's now 20%. Because 20% of some of the salaries we receive is someone's monthly salary, right? So, he also mentioned something, and Lovinda picked it up. He said, being a believer doesn't stop you from being disciplined. So being a believer doesn't stop you from planning. After we've devised a budget, what we'll do is to have a financial plan. Who has a financial plan here, please? I want this to be conversational. Let's interact. Who has a financial plan? Anyone? You set clear financial goals. So let's say, as Justine said, probably it's not a clear goal. She hasn't written it down, but then you write it down. I want to get 1 million Ghana cedis at the end of 2028. I would want to, at the end of 2026, that's fine. I want to purchase my first car at the end of 2026. That's certain, having a clear financial goal. Okay, you have that goal. Without a financial plan, you can't achieve that goal. So you should have a financial plan. How do you have a financial plan? That's where I come in, a financial advisor. You know, one thing is knowing what you want to do, and the other is knowing how smartly you would get that goal. Someone might say, okay, on a monthly basis, I'll put 2,000 cedis in my savings account. Is that smart? You don't think it's smart, right? What's the smartest way to invest? And not only invest, what type of investments do you have to? Short term, depending on your goal, right? Okay, medium. Someone said medium risk. Medium risk. Okay, I know someone will say low risk, right? Depending on your risk appetite, and then the tenor you'd want to invest in. We'll get to that. Yeah, basically. So the next thing is to live within your means. Live within your means. So, you know, some people at the end of the month they earn just 5,000 cedis, but you'll be amazed how they get money to buy luxury stuff. There is this trend on TikTok, unbox with me, unbox my. Don't let that pressure get to you, my dear sisters. I'm calling my sisters because I know how it feels. Sometimes you'll be watching and you're like, hey, where did I pass? You haven't passed anywhere. You're on the right path. And most of these girls are older than you sitting here. Someone is 40. Someone is 45. She started before you. And Lovinda mentioned something that some people are from, I wouldn't say generational wealth, but they had the opportunity. Probably you and I didn't get that opportunity. So you see, unbox with me, start planning now. You also unbox in future. Amen. Yeah, so we after the financial tips that we have, let's dive into the products
you can explore. For young people, the compounding interest investment is the best investment option you should have because it compounds on a daily basis, one, and secondly, two, it gives you the opportunity to grow your money long term. When I say long term, meaning 3 years and above, right? When I say medium term, 2 years. When I say short term, 1 year. 1 year, 3 months, 6 months, depending on how much you have, unless you have a lump sum sitting somewhere and you want to fix it, then you go in for a short-term investment. As she mentioned, you get a fixed interest rate. Let's say you have 100,000 Ghana cedis. You're an entrepreneur and you don't want to spend that money and you want to fix it somewhere for 3 months, it comes with a fixed interest rate. That's a short-term investment. A medium-term investment is you are looking at expanding your business and you want to do, you are focusing to do it in 2 years' time. Okay, so I want to start putting aside maybe some of the returns I get, let's say 50% of the returns I get in an investment account so that I'll create another seed capital for my business so that in 2 years' time, I would be able to open another branch or expand my business. You go in for a medium-term investment, which compounds on a daily basis. So at Petra, we have, I don't know, I was supposed to talk about Petra. How many of us have heard about Petra here? Oh, wow. I'm impressed. Oh, that's nice. So let me give a little story about Petra before, because I've seen about 3 hands that were down. So Petra is a, pensions trustee, and then what we do is we offer corporate trustee services to employers, institutions. But then over the years, we evolved because we realized that aside pensions, managing funds, or investing funds for people to have a lump sum when they go on retirement, a lot of people walk into our offices and they want to have individual investments. That was where the financial advisory team came about, and then we've brought it down to helping individuals like you, myself, with financial goals. So we give you investment strategies that would work for you, tailored for you. Let's say I'm speaking with Pastor Tim, based on his financial goals, the time frame he wants to achieve that goal, and based on his finances, what he earns at the end of the month, I would recommend a different product as compared to when I'm speaking with Justine, because they all have different goals and they want to achieve it during different times. So basically, we go down with a customer, we have a session with a customer or individual, and then we give you a financial plan that would work for you, right? So over the years, we evolved and we're doing this. Aside that, so we also do, aside having a financial plan, we also think about where you put your head. We have homes, mortgages in place, because most of us want to own our own home in the near future, right? You know, rent is going high, and the amount of money we are paying for landlords in Accra now is, what's the right word? Outrageous. Yeah. So we also brought about the homes unit, where if you want to obtain a mortgage really work in Ghana. I don't know. A lot of people think it's a gray area, but it's a green area. It really works. If your salary is up to and you can acquire a home, we'll fund it for you using your pensions account or any individual account you have with us, and then you'll be paying on a monthly basis. No stress. Yeah, so that's what we do at Petra. And we have the app, Achieve by Petra app. I know most of you have heard about it. It's a digital platform where you could track your investments, make top-ups, make withdrawals. And one thing I would advise us to have on the Achieve by Petra app is the emergency fund. You wake up one day and there is an emergency. What do? You start calling friends. Have you been in a situation like that where you need an urgent 1,000 cedis, or let me just bring 500 cedis? You scroll through your contacts. You keep scrolling. And you feel like, don't I have friends? Okay, you manage to get one person. You call the person. Oh, you should have called yesterday. I just sent some funds to my mother. Hey. Do you have to wait for that situation or that emergency to happen before you start saving, or you should have before you have an emergency fund? No, you have to create an emergency fund, and the rule is you have to create an emergency fund that has about 3 to 6 months of your monthly income. So let's say your monthly income is 3,000 Ghana cedis. Your emergency fund should be around 9,000, 18,000. Why? Why? Why do you have to have 3 months to 6 months of your monthly income in your emergency fund? Because if you wake up today and your employer says, Rubatu, go home. If you start looking for a job and you are a good fit for other employers, and check for 3 months when you're age, at least on a monthly basis, you know you have an emergency fund you can rely on, even aside the emergencies that comes to us. You know, life is full of surprises. So basically, if you are working, you can even create an emergency fund for 2 years. You can use 2 years to create an emergency fund. You don't have to dump the 9,000 in there, because 9,000 they would me fan share like emergency fund, but then you can start creating one, and then I know most of us want to would want to what's the right word? We want to master, right? I mastered it. How did they say it? Yeah, I mastered it. How many of us have masters here? Okay, our big boss. Aside him, most of us here want to start something. At this age, would you wait for your parents to pay for the fees for you? No. Lavinda, you wait for them to pay for you. They are done. They are done. Parents, they are bro. They are done. Yeah. So basically, you have this type of goal in front of you. You want to master it, so that you post, I mastered it. Your friends will post, she mastered it. Yes. You have to start putting something down today. We have the savings booster. It's a great fund which helps your money compound on a daily basis. What it means is if you put 100 cedis today and tomorrow you get 1 cedis on the 100 cedis, the 101 cedis will be reinvested again. That's how the compounding interest investment works. So at the end of the day, you realize that your investment is growing. If you are someone who wants exposure in foreign stocks or international stocks too, we have an account for you, a fund for you. I have to wrap up. Basically today I want to leave you with something. Vision without structure creates frustration. Discipline without planning creates pressure. Align your finances with vision and trust God with timing, but do your part with planning. If you are ready to take that step, I would be happy to walk that path with you after this session. You can get my contacts from Hello. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. She's not gone yet. She will be here. So all your questions on compounding interest. Yeah. It's time for our questions and answers. We are moving into the session where I want you to please write down your questions and pass it forward. We are having a panel session, and we'll have some of our amazing panelists up the stage here to answer your questions. Is that clear? I hope we have questions. People are looking at me like you are lost now. Trailblazers, that's not how we do it. I should calm down. It's like they are processing everything. Don't process. Okay, I want you to give me a response. Okay, so I will know that we are together. So, like I said, write down your questions, you pass it to me, and I would ask your questions on your behalf. Oh, okay. So write your questions down so you don't forget, but you will be asking it directly so that we can get your questions very well. So please, can I get the chairs at the front? We still have our gratitude, but if you want to, okay, it's time. Join me as I welcome Mr. Prince to have a seat. Did you remember his bio I read earlier? Founder of multiple businesses. So if you have any business related question. Also, Miss Eunice. Now she writes book. Oh. So if you want to write book in 2026, if you want to be an author, anywhere please. And we have permit me sir, Oga Bumi. Yes, so yes. So please write down your questions so you don't forget. Yes, so please, because we have one mic, I would want for you to be as loud as possible so they can hear you. Is that fine by everybody? How many of us has questions though? Or you want me to add Mrs. Roberto to the panel session? It's money questions you have, eh? I can see. Don't worry. Thank you, gentlemen and lady. Okay, lady and gentlemen, for this session. I will ask my questions first. Yes, I have questions, and I'm going to use privilege, authority, to ask my own questions. Um, so, we are all here to plan our 2026. We're all here to. First question, I would like to ask, as an individual, I think I'll ask Mr. Ogabo made this question. As an individual, how has setting goals and planning helped you personally? Did you set goals? Did you plan? How has that helped you?
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, definitely. As an individual, setting goals, planning, vision casting, all of those things. Okay, you can hear me. So, as an individual, vision casting, goal setting, planning, all of those things play a major role in how well you do. And touching on a lot of things that a lot of people have spoken about today, from your association, you know, what you can see, what you can envision, all of those things determine your output, or, you know, how far you can go. But there's also a lot of importance on planning, you know, and discipline, and that's it, really. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Importance on discipline and planning, but you didn't touch how it has helped you individually. We want to hear from you. Like everybody has said, Pastor Tim has spoken, Miss Eunice has said it, but we want to hear as an individual now. How has this helped you? Did you plan? Were you able to achieve those goals? Were your goals smart enough? What did you put into consideration when planning that you would want to share with us so that we also can?
That's very interesting. Okay, so yeah, okay, definitely, I would say that there's a lot of advantage. Looking back now, at what that planning gives you, in the sense that it structures your decisions. It also gives you a guide of what you are permitted to do and what you're not permitted to do. Like she said, just now, if you have a goal to save, whether it's for bone straight or it's for whatever, that goal determines what you are permitted to spend your disposable income on. If you've covered, the expenses you mentioned, whatever cash you have left is controlled by your plans and your goal and how disciplined you are with it. So if your goal, like you said, is to open a shop, then that determines what kind of investment you are doing, or whether you're unboxing today or unboxing in 2 years. So I mean, personally for me, planning is what decides what I do. Whether my friends are doing it or not. It's my own goals that will determine what I do now or next year, so I can achieve what I want to do in 5 years, in 10 years. I hope that's good.
Thank you, sir. In a nutshell, don't be pressured. Your goals should be what influences the decision you make now. I think that's what he's trying to say. So, Mr. Prince, what's your take on mentorship and coaching? We have a lot of, oh, she's my coach. Oh, she's my mentor. Oh, she's this. Oh, he's that. What's your take? What would you advise young people like us to do in regards to mentors? Should we go on looking for mentors, or do mentors find us?
Well, mentorship is very good. I mean, for instance, if you take the first mentor you have in your life is your parents. So if you have parents that have achieved something, or their goals in life, it's kind of like sets the pace for what you also want to achieve. Not necessarily following their track, but if my parents have been able to achieve this, I can also do it. So that's the first line of mentorship. Then we have a spiritual mentorship as well. You need to have a spiritual mentor, somebody who speaks into your life. I'm glad to have Pastor Tim as my mentor, my spiritual father, yes, who has guided our minds very well. But aside the spiritual mentor, there are spiritual mentors that can also be your life mentors. Yeah, so mentors are important, but one advice I'll give is, it depends on what area of business you are venturing into. You tend to look for a mentor who has done well in that area and kind of channel towards that area. And sometimes one advice I'll give, don't follow blindly. It's not everything that the mentor says that, oh, he said he did this, so I can also do it. Like Pastor Tim used to tell us that it's not everything that someone preaches on the pulpit that is doctrinal. If somebody has had a personal experience that has worked for them, it doesn't form a doctrine that you go around preaching. It's somebody's personal experience. You can also have your own personal experience. So the same thing boils down to the mentorship as well. The track that he followed to get his 1 million might not be the same track. You might have to do things differently to get your 1 million, but mentorship is very important. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. This question is still for you. Now, what's the difference between... Oh, you will clap. Oh, just hold on. What's the difference between mentoring and coaching? So, okay, let me rephrase my question. Now, we have mentoring. We have people who mentor us, and we have coaches, right? We can have coaches. Now, what's the difference? How do I differentiate, okay, this one is supposed to be a coach, and this one is supposed to be a mentor? If I have people like that around me, what makes the difference between a coach and a mentor? I think that's...
Okay, I stand to be corrected, but per my experience, coaches are, for instance, you take a football team. What's the job of the coach? It's a daily grooming and a daily, impacting of the team members, basically, to align them to his vision or the vision of the team vision. So that's a coach. A mentor can be somebody afar who you admire, who can once a while, you can have, there are types of mentors. There's one that is very close and there's one that is afar. Like celebrity mentor. I really admire Vusi, but you cannot have Vusi talk to you directly. But you can watch his clips. But you can have Ogabumi as a mentor because he is in Ghana. You can book a meeting with him, sit with him, and talk to him. That's a close mentor. You can have a mentor as a coach. That's when you move towards a point where you have like that deep personal relationship with that person. So yes, that's my explanation for it.
Still with you, sir. That means coaches are supposed to be one who are involved in your day-to-day activities, where you can go to them with certain questions, and your mentors, you can have them far away and you can have close ones. Okay. Thank you very much for that clarification. I hope you are getting something because I am. I'm doing 2026 differently. I don't know about you. Now, Miss Eunice. Miss Eunice, what's your take on setting timelines? I'm asking you this because last year when we met, I think we met in November. Yes, November for the Mastermind Hangout, which we'll call the Mastermind Room 1.0. And in March, you launched a book. Like, it was not a small launch, it was big. That means you set the timeline. You actually mentioned that you set the timeline. I have set timelines, so. So, what's your take on that? If I set the timeline and I don't meet it, it's just like, we go again. But, sometimes that we go again is not from a place of, I want to do it. It's just from a place of, I did not do it though, I can still do it. But permit me, that ginger, right, that is no longer there as it was there at first. So what's your take on goal setting? If I set the timeline and I did not meet it, what should be my disposition towards that? Should I be down? Should I go into depression? God forbid, I will not go into depression. But yes, we have people that, okay, I did not meet this goal. And especially when it is something you want to do, you want to see yourself achieve it, but you know that, I messed up, kind of thing. What do you have first?
So I believe that timelines are very important. And if you set a timeline and you are not able to meet it, you should not be happy normally. Because I believe that time is our life. Time is destiny. Like, think of it this way. That's how I like to think of it. If Bible says we are supposed to live, assumingly, 120 years, and you give yourself 3 months out of that 120 years to do something, then that 3 months eventually comes to meet you, and you did not do that thing. Now you have to now go and take another 3 months of how many months you have left out of that 120 years to still try to achieve. You are getting close to dying, so you should not be happy. Yeah, you are wasting life if you are wasting your time. So I believe that you should have a timeline, and it should be like, that's the only date allotted for that thing. If it passes, it has passed. Have you ever, like, you see people going to catch a flight? We have to get to there. Even the flight will move like 6 o'clock. Sometimes they are there hours earlier because they cannot miss. Like, it's not like there's another flight you can catch. If the ticket is for that day, the ticket is for that seat, the ticket is for that flight. You don't get to miss it. Once you have that urgent mentality and you don't think, oh, I have time, you are able to postpone because you think you have time. You postpone because in your mind, last, if I don't do it this month, I'll do it next month. So because you have time, you are able to say, oh, I'll do. But if you think of the fact that I don't have time, do you understand? Like, you don't have time. I had to launch the book in March. It had to be 8th March because 8th March was International Women's Day. There's only one International Women's Day in the year. So I don't get to move it from 8th March. So once I have that timeline, I have to make it work. You get, if I get to this venue and they say, oh, the venue on that date is not possible, no matter how convenient it is to the kind of program I have to change the venue because I don't get to move my time. I don't know if I've said anything.
just to add up, one thing we do with planning, setting the timelines is most of the times we set the timelines without considering the what ifs. My brother would say what ifs, the pitfalls, like what if this thing doesn't go, or what do I do? So you plan with the what ifs also in mind. Okay, when this fails, what is my contingency to meet up to make it work within that same time frame? So the objections normally, like let's say it's a questionnaire, the objections I will get, I need to plan all that into that time frame that I want to plan, so that in case it happens to fall, I know I've planned for the fall that will come, so I'm not surprised. Because most of the times that's what gets people into that depressive state where you are like, it failed, then you give up. But if you have planned for the failure, when it comes, you already know what to do next.
Thank you. So you see, in 2020, going forward, we are not planning blindly. We know what to put into considerations. We know the actions we want to take, and we are taking those steps. So I am open for questions now. Anybody just... Pardon? Yes, please. Those were my questions. Open for questions, please. Anybody, you can just signify. Even if it's questions on finances, we have capable hands. Please, Ma, wait. Yes, please. Let me take your question. Please, can you be audible so we can hear? What kind of painting? Structure. Okay. Do you have anybody you are directing your question to, or I should direct for you? Oga Bumi, please.
All right. First thing I'll say about that kind of business is that it's a wonderful service business. Why do I say it's wonderful? It's recession proof. Okay, it's in the category of businesses that are not affected by a downfall in the economy. Another business that is in that category is cleaning. You know, I won't say the other ones until you pay for consulting. But how do you start? It's a personal business. You start on a personal level if you don't have capital, in the sense, and then you must have the skill to paint. All right, and I'll take Ghana as a case study. If you have the skill to paint, the only thing you need to have to prove that you can do the job is probably a paint roller, right, and a brush, because whoever is giving you the contract would give you money for the materials. Okay, so and depending on how you are starting, if you are starting with the internet, you can intern for a painter for free, right? If they paint and they pay maybe 150 a day, you could intern for somebody for 50 a day for content, for example, right? If it's you that is starting it. And I can bet that, of course, if it's a female that is starting in painting, the content will go viral. Yes. Okay. So if it's you, that's the easy job for you. It's just 3, 4, 5 videos of you maybe dressed in I've forgotten what that thing is called. An overall, you know, like an engineer overall. That just make you look different. Before you realize it, they will be reaching out to you for jobs. Okay. More personal details. Exactly. Okay. But I hope that answers your question, General. Okay.
I think in this day and age where we have technology doing most of the work for you, sometimes you can actually even not start with a painting job that you actually did. Take somebody's painting job, you create your own social media handles, use AI to touch it up a bit, post it and start getting the contracts. You actually don't need to even do the painting job. When you get the contract, charge it in a way that you make a markup on top. Call the painter to come and do the job, put your name, slap your name on it. That's it.
ideas are flying out now. Business ideas are going out. Oh, you can't fail in 2026, so it's not possible. You will not say you did not hear because we told you. Next question, please.
My name is Priscilla. So, for somebody who finds myself in an environment that you are the first person who's trying. Sorry. Okay, so for somebody who is trying to be the first to do something, unlike in this room, like we have a similar mindset, we really want to start planning our 2026 very well. But let's say as we are going out, you meet different sets of friends. Probably some of us haven't gotten the chance to build like quality friends like the way Mommy Guinness has done. So, so my question is that how do we still hold on to like the vision what we've acquired over here, even when like the environment you are moving out to is not favorable? Thank you.
Quality friends. What's stopping you from having them? Pick them from the room before you go.
Yes, so start here. So I'm opting to answer that question because I find myself in that same place. I'm first child, only daughter. So it's quite a tough place to find yourself, but have a vision you are running with and hold on to it. Because family will come in their way. It's very normal. And you cannot cut them off because you want to make it in life. I've had so many advisors growing up. I've had it. They'll tell you, oh, if you follow family, you won't go anywhere. Oh, they'll keep drawing you back. They leave the family. Like if eventually I make it, well, now I don't have the family. Where's the joy? So, but that doesn't mean that you drag them along with you everywhere. I think it's all about the mind you carry. And thankfully you find yourself here because you positioned yourself, right? You got to hear of this, you are here. You are seeing so many other people you can connect with. I didn't meet Elon by accident. I didn't meet Jennifer by accident. Della, Justin. We met in one space about 3 years ago. And it has moved on from there. We eventually met their circle, and we keep meeting their circle, and that's how you eventually expand. So it's okay. It's as for being in a family where you feel tight, you feel put in that space. There will always be that, but just have that vision you want to accomplish and keep running by it. For instance, in your case, I know you run a thrift business, right? Thrift hive. And maybe your profit and all of that is not over the roof yet because you are still building a lot in terms of branding and all of that. But if you know that you want to scale up, maybe next year by the time 2026 ends, it should go beyond thrift. You should now maybe have some Shein, others added up. Okay, how much? After researching, have you found out that people in those businesses that the least had to have? So from now, the little side hustles you have, the little jobs, the petty profits from the thrift you have, you start putting down a percentage down. Family will take some because you have to eat last. Aha. But then you know that ahead of time you've researched and you know that you need about 3,000 cities, 4,000 cities to be able to start. You have a timeline that you want to now expand in 6 months. So in that 6 months, can I save up this amount of money or do I need to give myself more time? That way you don't stress yourself because it comes with so much stress trying to juggle yourself, carry your mental health along, carry the family along, still have savings that make sense. Savings will be saving you here and there. Listen, you just need to have these petty bits in place and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I also want to add something in the aspect of you getting quality friends. I'm a shy person, but people don't believe it. Yes. So you want to actually do away with shyness. Just do it. Just get the friend. Justin is not my friend because she walked up to me. Lovida is not my friend because she walked up to me. Though we were in the same room, I could have given an attitude that would just shun them off and that would be the end of it. But I didn't even know it's 3 years now, 3 years of friendship already. And you see, your goals are actually your goals. Nobody can believe your goals more than you will believe it. So if you think you don't have the people around you that are believing in you yet, it's because you've not given them anything to believe in you. There are some certain things that I will tell Lovida, and she'll be like, "Are you sure you can do it?" But when I go ahead to do it, and she's like, "Oh, you said so." You understand? What the whole point I'm trying to make is that people will not believe you until you've proven that point. Imagine I told you at the beginning, or I mentioned at the beginning, Priscilla, if started, I have to do something, and the support she got and everything came from the fact that she started doing it and we started seeing it. Oh, it's beginning to make sense. It's making sense. It's making sense. Okay, you can take my money. It's making sense. It's making sense. Okay, call me if you need any design. Oh, it's making sense. And that is why we are here. If she didn't do it and it was just still a vision and it go, I don't think she will get the support, and she will still go back and say, I don't have quality friends, which is a lie. So your circle is actually quality. Your circle is rich if you tap into it. So tap into it. Next question. Hey, the hands are now going plenty. Wait.
So I wanted to add something briefly regarding Priscilla and comment her, as well. Just to create an analogy around what she said. This year, I think we started getting closer this year. And then Priscilla just reached out and said, I do some rounds, maybe some product exhibitions, and then I go to senior high schools regarding my book, so I go to give talks. She just reached out and said, oh, anytime you have to go anywhere, I want to volunteer. That's the first time anybody was reaching out as that. She just said, I want to volunteer. And I was like, okay, nobody ever gives me anything for free, so that felt really nice to have. Like, oh, somebody's giving me free service, So when we had to go for an exhibition at the La Palme, that's the first time she met Jennifer, she met Elam. Without speaking with them, they were helping me sell my products at the fair. Even me, I was down because the mood of the people was not encouraging. But having Jennifer and Elam, there was everything. They were literally holding people by their neck tight to come and, buy stuff from me. Priscilla was just sitting there in shock because the day before I had gone with her to the National Theatre for a program, and then I had done my book exhibition. Priscilla was sitting. After 1 hour I came out, I was like, how far have we sold? She said, no, I said, you're sitting, people are passing, you've not sold, how? So I came by in a few minutes, we sold a few. Then the next day, that's when we also went to the Palm. So seeing Elam, seeing Jennifer, she's like, I'm seeing things. And for somebody who has a business, this is the attitude she should actually be exposed to. And because she had not seen these people, she didn't know that she had that in her. Like, she was on fire, like, I can do something, I want to do something different. So just by being open to you guys now, she got to now see the program. And because she has met Elam, she feels like, oh, this is a program I want to be at because of the kind of energy I saw. Now you are here, you now get to meet other people. So this is just how it starts. It's not that complicated. It's really not that complicated. I can make it seem. It's in the very, very minute steps we keep taking. So I just wanted to iterate that.
Quick one, briefly. Association matters. This man taught me that, and he said, if you want to become a millionaire, the best way to become a millionaire is roll with millionaires. So if there are 10 millionaires, you become the 11th millionaire because they will find something for you to do to become like them. And the opposite side is, there was a video that was trending where there were 3 fruits. One was rotten, and 2 were okay, healthy ones. When they came together in contact with the rotten one, all of them died out. So that's a food for thought.
Food for thought. I will go by the spirit. Let a man ask his question now.
Okay, shalom everyone. Okay, my name is Gilbert Asma, an assistant engineer at Afrimat Atlantic. Okay, so my question goes this way. I'm working from 9 to 5, okay, and I want to start an additional business. And with my work, it's from Monday to Saturday, and even Sunday, because I'm a church guy, I am always busy on Sundays also. So a background story of the business. I started it when I was staying at Dansoman. It's a water business. I really didn't have equipment to manage that business, so I was carrying it by hand. I started it at a cost of 90 cedis, but within 1 week, I scaled up to 1,000 cedis, and I was able sachet water. so I could sell water. That was just 20. I started with 20 bags, and now I could sell 100 bags every 3 days.
Side hustle. Thank you.
I wasn't really having any tool. I was just using it by hand. But unfortunately, I started taking care of families and it collapsed. So, by God's grace, I've moved to East Legon Hills now. And now the reason why I thrived over there with that business was because it was my community. People knew me. So I had the customers there. But now I'm in a new environment. Nobody knows me there. And I want to start this one. And this one, I want to do it with, I don't want to really do the sachet water. I want to do the bottled water. And I also don't have an aboboya that is a tricycle to start with. Now, my first question. With the 9 to 5, how would I be able to manage the business for it to scale up from 30 pieces to 100 plus pieces? And 2, how would I be able to get my product to other people, looking at the fact that I do not have an aboboya, so I need help? Thank you.
Okay, before we go on, we are streaming, so if you have any questions, can you please put it on the page and someone can actually read out to us, please, so you don't feel left out. We are all in the mastermind room. Please, who is your question directed to?
Everyone.
First off, you said that in the new area nobody knows you. Please, how many people know him here? Like before now, did you know him? But now you know him, right? It's from Gilbert. It's from Interaction. There are shops around that area, right, that need to sell the water you want to sell. It's personal interaction. You build relationships. 2 years ago, we weren't this close, but now we are very, very close. 2 years ago, we weren't this close. We are very close. A year ago, I didn't have that really. Exactly. It's time. A lot of people here didn't know a lot of people until they started having conversation. So walk up to the shops. I don't know, you have to take a sick leave, 1 day. It's intentional. I used to be 9 to 5. That's why it's personal to me. Intentional sick leave. That day, go around and go and do your business. Target people, take their numbers, call them, tell them that this is what you want to do. You want to start supplying this water, blah, 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 blah. Would they buy from you if you bring it? At least, a few people say, oh, they're Fabra, or they buy a Beshe. You can even decide to go on credit basis. And the amazing thing about the water business is, you're Osika into me, because you take in quantities. So you don't have to actually be there. All you need is somebody you are paying to be there who gives accounts to you. You understand? Okay, Majid, 50 bucks. Kotombra, 50 bucks, we know the profit margin. You can actually give him a stipend. Okay, my profit is 10 cedis. I'm giving you 2 cedis out of it. He will not steal from you because after the 2 cedi, you still pay him his salary. That way, the theft notion is already scraping away. You understand? So that's your first way to go about it. And maybe you have to look at the option of eventually quitting the 95 because eventually, that's how I did mine. I was working with companies running their real estate firms. I'd already planned my real estate firm. I'd created everything, registered everything, still investing in people's business. One day I had to sit down and ask myself, the effort I'm putting here, if I put here, would I get the returns I want and even more? And I answered myself and said yes. It took me 1 day. And mind you, I was doing somebody's job and I was running my quickies fast food. and still had planned my real estate business. So immediately I moved out, launched deep into it. It's my business, and now I don't regret it. Oga Bumi will pop up.
Well, ordinarily I should have thrown a question back to you because you've been successful in the water business already. So what we should have asked you is, apart from the location, what else did you have going for you the first time, right? I mean, not for you to answer, but just for you to apply in the new place. He's mentioned that even if they don't know you, you can make yourself known, in a good way. You can make yourself known in a good way. And also, I mean, if you're doing something for the first time, and what do I mean by doing something? If you are breaking past a certain level for the first time, you must do something you've not done before. And that's your question. What is it I'm going to do now that I've not done before? Again, you mentioned something that put on a switch in my head. That when he was doing it before, the reason it didn't go well was family. Was family. And I mean, family is a very wonderful support. You just have to know what you need to do. And it's not a one size fits all. Right? That's the danger with taking advice from social media about your family. Now you know your family, right? And that your business could have done so well, even because your family was there. That's free support. While you were doing your 9 to 5, you could have had a family member at the shop. And you have to figure out what's the advantage of my family to me. It's called specific SWOT analysis. For everybody, their family may be what pulls them down. For you, you need to find how that asset can be of advantage to you. And if I was you, I would do the business where I am now and go back and start where I was making money before. Yes, sir. Yeah, and if you do have family there, you can be the one distributing to that person. You're not even the one doing the retail, right? If it's sachet water or is bottled water, even if it's 1 cedi you're putting on each box of water that they are selling, that can be a nominal income that's coming in for you. And I think she also mentioned something about something related to that line also, maybe. Was it environment? Right. And what came to my mind was the fact that the airplane requires the most energy when it's about to take off. And you must just know that, right? That when you're about to take off, you require the most energy. What strength do you need to put in that energy is that there's such a place called cruising phase. Right? The cruising phase is where you don't need that energy there anymore. Right? It's where you cruise. It's where the pilot can leave the cockpit and go to the toilet and the plane is still flying. Right? That's the image you need to have in front of you when you are putting in the energy to take off. Now, specifically for you, that takeoff may be learning how to say, no, I don't have. Without feeling guilty. That in that phase, you shouldn't be buying. I don't think that person is here. You shouldn't be buying clothes for people's parties. Wear what you have in your house. It's not the time to be throwing your resources anywhere. It's a time to focus the energy on takeoff. Relax. When you are in cruising stage, nobody needs to tell you are in cruising stage. You will know you are in cruising stage. Your expenses will no longer be a prayer point. Then you are in cruising stage. I hope it's clear enough for everybody, right? You need to know your own takeoff point. You need to know when you're not even ready for takeoff. The plane is still parked in the hangar. pilot is not even aware that there's a flight. And you are not starting at the same level with anybody. It's your own journey, it's your own issues, it's your own opportunities, it's your own special circumstance. So identifying that, you also need to figure out, okay, what do I need to do to be able to take off? Is it going to take me 5 years? Yes, it's 5 years. In these 5 years, I'm not buying any brand new phone. I'm not buying any brand new shirt. You know, there's nothing wrong with waking up at 5 a.m. to go to Kanta. You know, and wake up early so that the person you want to iron the shirt for doesn't see you. You know, that's why people go there early. It's not just for the good price. So they are back before their neighbor wakes up. You know, that works. Okay.
3 seconds. So I wanted to add that you mentioned what you need is a tricycle. I don't think it's a long-term goal. It's urgent to your business. So you should have a timeline. If a Aboboya costs 20,000 now, you should be able to know, because you know it's good for your business. If you are the one carrying it, it's okay. But if you want someone to be in that position, that means you have to be willing to pay them more, which will be taken out from you as well. So once you have that in place, you end up getting whoever will be in charge of the sales will double as somebody who already, so you just add ability to drive is an extra requirement of late, they add that. So you now kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You get a driver, you get a salesperson, you still have your tricycle. So just give yourself a timeline. Don't want to buy it in 3 months. Don't buy it in 4 months. It should not be a forever goal that, oh, I don't have a tricycle. A month from now, tricycle should be closer. It should be a closer vision to you.
We are going to hold you accountable, Gilbert, and I'm serious because, yes, there is an accountability community. So this does not just end here, right? Okay, and for the SWOT analysis that he asked you to perform, S, strengths, W, weakness, O, opportunities, and T, strength. So I think everybody got that. Justine.
Some of these things that our families require us to help them with, let's say, finances, they are not things that you can overlook. Let's say, I'm using myself as an example. My dad had a very fatal accident in March, right? 2 of his legs got broken. And we had to do a surgery that required a lot of money. And you know how extended families can behave sometimes, so children had to support. And then you would have to support one way or the other. You have not planned for that. So I, for instance, ended up touching my business savings, right, which was unplanned for. And after the surgery, coming home, you need to buy medications and all of that. Then it's looking like when you're checking your account, it's looking like you've not done anything like throughout the year, but you know where exactly your money has gone to, and you just couldn't say no to that situation, right? How do I deal with that as a person? Because for me, I feel like I have really not done well this year with money. And I like spending. And I'm trying to cut down on my spending habits, like buying new things and all of that. But there's this part of family that you can't also say no to. You know, how do I deal with that personally? That is for me. And the other question is about the compounding investments, right? I use the Achieve by Petra app, and I have subscribed to the DigiSave that deducts automatically. The compounding investments, where do I find it on the app, and how do I like start? Let me know. I want to know the interest rates and everything. Thank you very much.
Okay. Okay. So there is such a thing as black tax. If you didn't know before, you are still lucky. Right? So what she just explained is what we call black tax. Is tax that your family puts on you as a black person. Right? Personally, I don't. My prescription to her would have been to count that as fulfillment this year. Right? And how? Why should you count it as fulfillment? Flip it the other way. What if? No, not even if it was you. What if you couldn't help and it got worse? Right? And that's why we say it's a unique journey. If you compare to somebody else, you feel bad that you didn't save. If you compare to yourself, you should feel good that you saved to be able to help. That's the point of savings. That the day you need it, you have something to fall back on. So on that topic on its own, it's enough for you to feel your savings did what it was supposed to do for you. The only reason there is that she said she had to dip into her business savings, but you are a sole proprietor. So usually your business savings is your savings. Yeah, so I don't think you should feel bad that, except there are other spendings you know you did. Then that one you can feel bad. You can feel bad about that one. But the fact that you had savings for health is one of the best things your savings can do for you. Yeah. All right. She has a question on
yes. Yes.
Okay, Justine. You said, so the compounding interest investments, we have something called a savings booster. When you go on the Achieve by Petra app, you wouldn't find it there. I'll share a link with you. You can sign up, and then you can link it using your Petra ID on the app. But then with interest rates, sorry, I can't give you a fixed interest rate because of the portfolios we invest those funds in. So investments are in diversified portfolios. So it could be 15%, 20%, 25%, 30%, depending on how those portfolios perform at the end of the year. Do you get it? So the interest rate is not fixed. It varies depending on how those portfolios perform. But then you shouldn't be looking at something less than 20% annually based on past performance. Are you clear? Yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm going to take one more question from us because I have one question online which I'm going to take now. There is a session for networking, so please don't be too quick to leave. You have them around. You can just move one-on-one and ask your questions. Okay. Hey, 2 questions here, Irade. First one, good evening. Please, I want to go into the online space to market my business. Recently, I started posting online, but no response like others. Only views, and it kills my ginger. Please, how do I build my online audience for a startup business? See, startup or not, we are all going through it. Just post for future references. Do you understand? You are not posting because you want to get the orders now. Yes, once you actually post, the next thing you should be looking for is orders. You post one, you are looking for 15 orders. It does not work that way. The online space and the platform you choose to use will also determine. And please don't let that kill your ginger. Go again, and go again. Continue going until you get the results that you want. If you are in that capacity and you're using any of the meta platforms, run ad. Even TikTok now you can run ad. Ads make you reach a wider audience. So once you're able to run your ads, put the specifics and you know who you are targeting, then you should be able to get the sales that you want or the orders that you want. But if you want to depend on just posting, you and the algorithm have a long way to go.
Okay, so based on experience, algorithm will reward good content, good captions, good hashtagging. Good content, good captions, good hashtagging. So invest in capturing good content. It's free. Go online, type how to shoot cinematic videos with iPhone. If you use an iPhone. How to, whatever business you are doing. Let's say I sell clothes. How to get good clothing videos. There are videos online. Just go and learn how to hold the camera. And also, please, there's Brother Bright here. Yes. This was the name of your company, please.
Kelly Content Zone.
Yes, at Kelly. He does good, amazing content. Because of Mastermind, he'll give you a good price. He'll give you a good price. That one I can assure you. Yes, because you came for this meeting. It's for those in this meeting and online, please. So try and capture good content. That's it.
And if you're also looking into the caption writing, the hashtagging, you can reach out to me, your business bestie GH, and I will be glad to help you with a discount, not free. Yes. I'm going to take the second question from here, then one more from the audience because we are running out of time. I just started an online business. I sell beaded bags. Currently, I'm learning digital illustration and sewing. Though I'm still learning, I want to put myself out there even before my training ends. Good. My business page has a different name which doesn't align with the illustration and sewing. I want to put everything together. What should I change? Should I change the name and introduce the other things, or delete that? Don't delete the account. Or delete that account and use my personal account. Use the account, change the name, include everything, and maybe she already has some followers on that, like she has built. So you can just change the name to accommodate everything.
Most times, the struggle is how to get the page, kickstart a page from scratch. Even though it's hard, it's not hard. The algorithm is like you. Imagine you see somebody with no followers. You cry, you don't want to follow. But there is consistency that gives you the following. Every day you show up, you do the work, you capture content, you post. You have to have days of posting. You have to have a content calendar. I'm posting Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't know how you want to go about it. And you have to post at least twice a day. Also, all those things add up. So when you're able to do that, it will reward you. So create another page, adding that to the existing page. Maybe you want to separate, maybe if there's beaded bags and beaded, I don't know, ways. So you can do fashion illustration, but you can still link the two pages, and you can do it on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, collaborate them. That's it.
Okay. I am moving by the Spirit. I'm moving by the Spirit. Your hands have been. Okay, they should ask all their questions. There are three. Yours is it's a contribution. Please hang on. Okay.
Plastic bottle waters you want to sell, are you producing it yourself or you are sourcing from? So if you are sourcing with the issue of the aboboya, you don't have a problem. Look at any aboboya truck driver rider in the area. connect with the person. If you deliver this number of packs to this location on this day, how much do you take? You don't necessarily even need to share your margin. You have your customers. You know how many they need. So pick these 20 packs, give 5 to store A, give 10 to this store, give 10 to this store. How much is your delivery for this? If it is more than the margins you want to take, you can always bargain. So I think you can start with that. Then you have the plan to actually get your own. Because even getting your own, and then now before you source or look for the person that will be doing the deliveries, I've been in that business before and it's very tiring. They can even run away with your truck. So you can start with the delivery system and then you can have ideas from there.
That's Della of Della Braids. Della of Della Braids.
So my question is, for someone who struggles with keeping up with consistency, my question
Someone who
is,
struggles with keeping up with consistency.
yes, what do I do? Yeah.
She do. Who answered that? Please, I have a perfume for you when you are there. Discipline. That's short and simple. You heard Eunice. Just discipline. I think.
What area? Express.
And you start for about a week and nothing motivates you anymore to continue. What do you do? Yeah, that's what I want.
Being intentional.
Hi. Oh, you're not done? Sorry.
So, talking of discipline, what do you do? Yes, practical something to.
Sweetheart, what's your name?
Priska.
Okay, Priska. So let me use an example of, you said trying to lose weight? No, I want consistent in the gym. Why do you want to be consistent in the gym? You want to keep fit. Why do you want to keep fit? No. Why do you want to keep fit? You want to keep fit because that's what everybody keeps posting. That 2026, I really want to. Or you want to keep fit because when you look at your body, you feel like there's some fat beginning to accumulate. Or when you check your diet habit, you realize that you are now beginning to eat late in the night. Or when you look at something, you feel like something, you should have an intrinsic motivation to want to do what you're doing. That's the only way you are likely to be consistent. If not, if you want to go to the gym because those who pass in front of your house, they look nice in their gym outfit. You buy it, you go to the gym for 1 week and you stop. But if deep within you know, it's like your vein is gradual, it's pulling you small. I feel small, like nah, there's some fat beginning to accumulate. I really need to, because the thing is painful. Deep down, you want to enjoy sound health. Then you'd have a reason to do it. Do you understand? If it's deep within, you would need nobody to motivate you. You wake up and you go to the gym because 5 years from now, you can see a pot belly coming. You'll be fast. Or you'll be very fast. So have a motivation inside.
Please hold on. Thank you.
Get an accountability partner. People that are going to the same gym, when they call you, that's
Ask your question real
Okay,
quick.
please, as a student without a stable income, how do you plan your finances? Like, or maybe you started something as a student, as a side hustle, and maybe it's not really going on well. How do you really plan your?
Please,
You receive monthly allowance.
No.
Are you a student?
Yeah.
But you have something going that brings you money.
Yeah, but it's not really.
What is not really? It's really the same thing applies. It's that same discipline thing. If it's 2 CDs you are making, apply the same 50, 30, 20 principle. Save some, spend some on yourself. The rest reinvest into the business.
That's
And then, yes, in that 2 CD, you pay tight on the 2 CD. It's called discipline, man. Everything runs in life like that. No business has thrived on, the money that came today is not enough, so let's drop it. No, invest it. Put some in investment, spend some on yourself, reinvest into the business. That's it.
You want to clap, please clap. This actually brings us to the end of the panel session. Yes, we will take your question, please, but we have to move on. Please, let's clap for them as they go back to their seat. Thank you so much, Oga Bumi. Thank you, Mr. Prince. Thank you, Miss Eunice. Now we are moving on to the reason why all of you are here. Who raised their hands for questions? Questions? 2 people. I saw 2 people. Okay. We'll take your questions real quick. Whilst you are all bringing out your vision board and like the board you got at the registration desk and your whatever you printed. So let me take your question, please.
So let me start. So I have this problem where I feel like I cannot give a name to the abilities I have, but then I find people say that, oh, I'm inspired by you because when I stand in front of people, I can speak, but I feel like deep within me, I lack direction because a lot of people reach out to me to do like lots of things, and I look at them all as opportunities. I cannot really prioritize that I want to be in this space and probably build my niche there. So I don't want to move to 2026 with this because it really stressed me this year. So how can I know and like give a name to what I can do? Because recently my sister said you should start a cleaning business because she just like cleaning. I like it because I just want the space to be clean, not because I want to do it for a lifetime. And so I find a lot of people saying, oh, I'm inspired by you, but I really don't know what I'm doing.
The best way to know is to ask them. What exactly is it that you see in me that's inspiring you?
Okay.
And hopefully you have good friends, that will give you good answers that, I started speaking publicly because people told me anytime they talk to me, they start their business.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they go ahead and start. That's why I started speaking publicly. I've been speaking privately for years, and it was on a if you know basis. So you come to my office and there are 5 people who don't work in my office, but they are just sitting and just learning, asking questions, and they are here like every other day, and they are coming with, okay, this is the problem I had with my business today, and what do you think I should do about it? And then they got smarter, they didn't come and ask questions, they just come and sit around and throw up conversation, because they found out that I gave solutions better when it wasn't a question, and when they presented it in a case study. So I asked them, why is it that you didn't start this business, and what is it that I said that made you go ahead and start? And same, I spoke somewhere, I think just a week ago. 2 people from there have called me that they've started registering their businesses. Start. So just ask for feedback.
Sure. Thank you very much.
Also, you can use ChatGPT. Okay. You have an idea of what you do, what people say you do.
So you can just say, oh, ChatGPT, like converse. Like people say they like when I talk because I say this, I say that, and before you know it, but I don't know what skill to exactly categorize. What do you think this falls under in that? Just by the time you are done, you have a tall list of skills you could write down. So you can try that as well.
Thank you very much.
ChatGPT is your best friend if you know how to use it. Please, I'm taking the last question. Last question.
What qualities do I need to, like someone who wants to be a mentor? I don't know whether to give it that title as a mentor, but my goal for 2026 is to go out there and talk to young people. So I want to ask what qualities, because I don't know whether it's even a mentor or a coach. So I want to know what qualities I need.
You want to know if you would be a coach or you would be a mentor? Who will I ask now? Yeah, she's asking what qualities does she need to develop in herself to be able to achieve what she wants in 2026. So now what she wants is to be able to reach out to young people in 2026. So what qualities does she need to have?
Yes.
Why do you want to reach out to young people first?
Yes, growing up, I feel that yes, first mentors are parents, but my dad is an illiterate, and so I didn't get the best of advice. Okay. So I had to grow up to learn a lot of things on my own, and I feel I've come this far by the experiences I've gained over the years, and I want to share it with other people.
So meaning
to give them a form of direction.
Okay, so meaning you already have one quality, that you care and you can empathize, right?
Yeah.
Based on what you just said. The next thing is to build your communication skills. Don't joke with ChatGPT. Let me say this. AI is not there to replace what we do. It's there to impact our knowledge. If you give it the right prompt, you'd actually get the qualities you have to build on. I'm not saying you shouldn't ask someone if you feel you are missing, but then let's make use of AI. Do you know Prompt Cowboy? How many of us you've used Prompt Cowboy? So you tell Prompt Cowboy that I want this, that. It will give you a right prompt that would tailor it based on what you have, and you post it on ChatGPT. You get everything. So I leave you with AI today too, before my my boss speaks here.
Okay, so I think she said most of it actually, and while you were speaking, it showed that you had the empathy, for the people you want to give direction, in whatever direction you want to give them. But apart from, also in addition to that, apart from communication, the empathy is okay. What values do you think you have, or is that your question?
Qualities.
Okay, what qualities do you need, right, to be able to mentor young people?
Yes.
I think leadership. You need to be able to lead them, and by that, it's some people may call that a big heart. It's that you are open and ready to lead young people, and you should know what that comes with. They may be stubborn, they may not listen. You may need to say it and say it and say it. You may need to break it down to what they understand. You may need to study case studies that can best explain it to them. Whatever it is that you want to pass across. Yeah. All right.
Yes, you also need to build spiritual capacity as well. We can't forgo that because, Pastor said it. There's always the supernatural realm is always the parents' realm for the natural realm. So whatever you want to communicate with them, it's ideal that you connect with your spirit from the spirit side as well. That you are able to teach them. Are you a Christian? So you have to know your Bible very well. Sometimes it's good to have analogies from Bible that you can relate to it. Some people, you cannot just speak with natural wisdom. You need to impact spiritual wisdom as well. So you need to have some form of discipleship plan that you yourself have to go through to build that capacity, so that now you can also train on or raise these people well as well. Yeah.
So I actually used to do it in South Africa.
Okay.
With Lighthouse Shepherd International, where so I was doing it. I just came back and I want to start it, but I don't know. I'm not used to the environment. Yeah.
Okay, you can speak to Ogabumi, he will help you.
Thank you.
You can speak to Ogabumi, it will help you. Please, are you ready for your vision board? Are you ready to start putting things together and mapping out your 2026? Join me as I invite the convener of this event to actually help us. Here. I think everybody has their board now. You should have your board now. If you don't, Please, you can go outside to the registration desk and you get yours. All right, hi trailblazers. No, that's not the response I want to. I know the energy is down. People are watching their time. When do we close? Or are there people here who want to go desperately? I can't see. But then this is the last thing on the program and we'll be out of here. If you have your boards, kindly start peeling the rubber off and bringing it onto your table. That's what we are coming to do, then we can go. If you didn't print out your pictures for your vision board, this is where we'll see you. Yes, this is where we'll catch you. That you didn't do the assignment I gave in the pre-mastermind room. Those that didn't even attend, they still didn't even listen to the recording and they are here. What Lovida said Pastor Tim should lay legs and hands on some of us. Yes, so start removing the rubber. There's going to be scissors and glues passed around. Then you can cut and paste it on the board before you go home. If you brought it, it's a good thing you put it together before we leave. Because I know a lot of you are oblaying. You don't have time. So now that you have this and you are here, put it together before you leave. If you need scissors, please indicate. They will pass it around. There are glues as well. Some of the materials you printed on, you need the other kind of glue, not the glue stick. So please, if you have hard card, then you need the liquid glue. But if it's normal paper, you can use the glue stick. Okay. I'm watching. So those that are not tearing the rubber, it means there's nothing to put on the rubber, on the board. Is that the case? So if your pictures for the vision board is not here, I think you can go back to the reflection booklet and start writing the goals in there. Start filling the empty, so that you're not sitting, you're not sitting without doing anything. Yeah, so please, each table at least, you can share the scissors. So quickly cut and then share the scissors so that the other people can also cut their pictures out and then put it together. As I said, if you don't have your pictures for the vision board here, quickly open your reflection booklet and then start filling it out there. Are we all on the same page? I'm seeing some people, yes, they are bringing it out. I like that. Now, from the sessions that we had today, I know some of you are redefining your goals. Are there people here doing that? That's great. You are rethinking, okay, then I need to go a bit higher than I thought. This thing, what I thought, I was thinking too small. I need to change my circle. I need to do this. I need to have godly friends. So start writing that in the reflection booklet so that when you go home, you know what kind of pictures to look for that you put on your board. Are we okay? If you are here and you feel like all the pictures are too small, don't worry, don't paste it. when you get home, then you can do that. But while we are waiting for those that are actually doing it, open your reflection booklet and start writing out the specifics from all the knowledge that you've gotten here today. If you need anything, please indicate. It will get to you. Those who have their pictures here, let me give them benefits. Those who have their pictures here that will be on the boards, please, you get a one-on-one session after today. Yes, a 1 hour, we'll sit down, we'll talk about whatever you need to talk about. Those that didn't bring their pictures, all the best in your endeavors. We'll meet on community basis. But those that have it, please, I want to see you cutting and then pasting on the board. Because we already discussed the whole importance of having a vision board, right? If you have it and you are seeing it every day, at least it gives you that motivation. You wake up in the morning in your bedroom, you can see all that you have planned for the year. it helps your mind. It really does. It helps your mind. If you intend on getting some foreign currencies 2026, then on your vision board, it shouldn't be a bundle of CDs. What is bundle of CDs doing there? It should be pounds and dollars. Right? So if you have to, yes. But how will I know that they actually have their pictures? Yes, please, they should send proof now that they actually have the pictures. Please, those here, don't go and put it on the page after now. Oh. It's only those that are streaming. Yes, so please, put it on it so that you have a daily reminder of your goals. That's the whole reason why you have a vision board. I'm looking around and I'm seeing, okay, those who don't have it are using the reflection booklets. Amazing. We have a few minutes to get out of here, so make sure that you have your vision board. And yes, you can also take cute pictures with it to prepare those that were not here. That's a secondary benefit. You have a question? Okay. Okay, I was saying, okay, you were not here earlier. Okay, we had a reflection session where you go through the book. You see there are different pages and different things. You're supposed to sit with yourself, think, and then feel those spaces in. So I'm saying that if you didn't come with your pictures for the vision board, you can be doing that now. You can be feeling the reflection booklet now. When you feel the reflection booklet now, then you go home and get the picture representation of those things. Then you put it on the board. Yes. Oh yes, it's your, please, the reflection booklet is yours. You are going home with it. So you can even write your full government name on it. It's yours. So you are going to go home with it. The reason why I said you can be feeling it is so that you are not sitting idle while the others are putting their vision boards together. Should I be going around to see, so that if I look at your face and I look at what you're putting is too small, we remove it. So that nobody would do small things. 2026. Ooh, I love this. Please come and give me a ride in that next year. Wow. I like that you came prepared, man. Yes, the bigger the better. When your vision board is very big, even when you're in your living room, you can see your vision from the bedroom. And then you know that I can't be sleeping. Some of us, even just the number of books we want to read this year, we are wondering where we'll be sleeping. And the number of things you want to do. You have to start thinking, okay, so when do I now sleep in all these plans? We are knowing it. Yeah, so after this session, I will take a few feedbacks, right? I want to do it here now. I'm not going to ask you to go home and then let me know how this was for you. I'll be taking a few feedbacks here and now before we go. Is that okay? Your souvenir bags are ready. Okay, nobody was excited. Ha! They are planning, right? It's serious business. Your souvenir bags are ready. As I promised, you have a daily planner in there. So it's a 365 days daily planner. Every day you wake up, the goal that you have set, you break it down into a daily routine So before you even go to bed, you take your daily planner. Thank you very much. This is how big it is, because it's 365 days. So before you sleep every day, in it you see month and then the date. Then you see your to-dos, your priorities, your notes, and your reminder. So before you before you go to bed, you write out everything you're going to do the next day. Then you prioritize. Okay, these ones I have to do them first. So there's a section for you to put that in. Then your notes, any side notes. Okay, I should do this, I should do that. Then your reminders. So you have this. Then you also have a mini notebook in the souvenir bag. That one can go into your bag, even the smallest lady's bag. So on the road, you get new ideas. You thought of something you should do, you quickly jot it down. I strongly believe in writing. Write everything you think down. If not, you get a bright idea. You didn't write it down. By tomorrow, you have forgotten. Then you say that it's your house people. So there's a small notebook that you can put in your bag for writing. Then there's sticky notes. If the bag is too small and then the book cannot go inside, we leave no room for mediocrity. The sticky notes will go in there. All right. Then you have a bookmark. Because all trailblazers are readers. Amen. Yes, you can't be yes, and then you've not even, you don't, please, I'm going to ask the panelists to give us 2 book recommendations each before we leave here now. Yes, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You are sorted for the next 10 months. So there's a bookmark in your souvenir bag. When you're reading, wherever you've gotten to, you put this in, the tassel is out, so that you don't miss your pages. Is that a good souvenir bag? And you're not clapping for me. Hey! Yes, that's how intentional we want your 2026 to be. If you turn this way, the accountability on the community will catch you. If you open your bag, the sticky note will remind you that, hey, I'm a trailblazer, I can't be playing. You have a book. There's a way that bookmarks, there's a way they do this thing. Books are always, all my bags, every bag I'm carrying, there's a book inside, right? So that if I get 5 minutes, I quickly read like 2 lines. The bookmark will be sticking out. If I've not opened that book for a whole week, every time I pass that bag, the bookmark is sticking out, reminding, Auntie, you've not opened this book. Because you can see that there's an indication there, especially when the book, you just started the book and it's here at the front. And for the past 3 weeks, you've not opened the book. You'll be getting what reminders that you need to continue. That's I just dropped one tip. I always carry my books everywhere. No matter where I'm going to work, the book is in my bag. I'm going to church, the book is everywhere I'm going. I have my book, the book that I'm currently reading in my bag. And I don't do soft copies. Because you say, okay, let me read 1 chapter. 3 notifications will pop up. You will leave the book. The next time that book will see you is in 3 months. So, best advice, best tip, don't do soft copies for the books. Unless, of course, you are willing to put in the discipline to stay there even when the notifications come. I'm going to go around again and see how people are doing with their vision boards, because we are wrapping up. Oh, I like this. Use stickers directly. Amazing.
Yes. Okay. Um, Hi. Please, my attention has just been drawn to something very important. The weather looks like it's about to rain. So we can continue the vision boarding when we are done taking pictures outside. So please, we are going to. Hi, I'm back here. So we want to take our pictures so we capture beautiful memories. Now, I will have the convener and the speakers and panelists outside so we can have our pictures humbly. With all humility, please, our panelists and speakers, please can we go outside for pictures? So everyone, you can still continue with your vision board whilst our panelists and speakers go to have their photo session. I hope the board is working. Is it working?
Pictures, everybody. Please leave whatever it is that you are doing is safe here. Let's go outside and have a group picture. Then we come back inside because we are not done. We are just trying to maximize the weather condition that we have right now. So please, I am begging, leave everything on your table and let's go outside. It's very nice to take pictures. So let's go outside to take our pictures. Then we'll come back home. This is not close, you know. Everybody must be in the picture, Sam. So if you are here, oh, streamers, we are sorry. Please, let's go outside. Beautiful, beautiful, amazing people. Thank you.
motivational pictures, and tag us. Yes, we are on IG.
Tag us everywhere. We like it. That's just how we do it. Please, let's finish up our vision board, and we'll be taking feedback at this point when everyone is seated, including myself. Please, we can have our seat and continue with either our reflection booklet or our vision board. We promise you we'll leave you by 5 latest. Yes, sir. We are on point, even though we started late. Where is everybody? Hey, please come and continue.